It's the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week.
40-45 midfield, 45-40, cuts back, he's got a chance, 30, 25, 20, 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. How about that?
Exclusively on your home for the best high school football coverage in Tennessee. WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station.
Handoff, it's a reverse, looking to pass, they're looking for the quarterback. He is wide open, touchdown!
The MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week is presented by
Strike and Spare Family Fun Center, Jackson Boone Racing, the Omni Nashville Hotel, Jody Jones Dentistry, and Southern Trophy House.
Here's your WNSR MidState Checkdown High School Football broadcast crew, Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Tonight's MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week brings us to a playoff matchup of two of the state's top Division II programs. The Big Red of Montgomery Bell Academy visit the Tigers of Ensworth. I'm Joe Fisher saying great to be with you on the west side of Nashville. A wonderful, cool, crisp night here on a Friday night in Nashville. Joined as always by my broadcast partner, Jonathan Shaffer. Joe Manning is our stat man tonight. Adam Johnson is our on-site producer and engineer. It is no surprise these teams meet in the playoffs. They expect to be there every year. NBA opened the season, Jonathan, 0-4, but they have won 4 of their last 6. Seem to be peaking at the right time.
Well, let's add some context to this. Yes, they started 0-4. They were 1-5 at one point, but 2 of those early season losses were to CPA and Pearl Cone. Those are 2 programs that are looking to make state title runs of their own. And for NBA, 9-time state champions, Brooklyn Davis, over 1,200 yards rushing this season, leads the team with 8 touchdowns. And when we talk about NBA, we always talk about running the football.
Absolutely, and we'll see that tonight. The Tigers of Ensworth finished the season 8-2. Their win total includes a 17-3 victory over NBA in week 2 of the season. Tigers have won 4 in a row coming into the night. They are led by a senior-driven lineup, including quarterback Max Holtzclaw.
And, Joe, this was Ensworth's best regular season since Rock Batten took over in 2019. The Tigers had 2 4-game winning streaks during the regular season, thanks in part to Holtzclaw, who completed over 66% of his passes and had 11 touchdowns. Ensworth looking to make a run of their own, their last state title in 2013, which is the final one of their 4 in a row.
It is a quarterfinal matchup in the TSSAA state playoffs. Will's in the studio. He'll update us on everything going on at halftime. Greg Poe caught up with tonight's head coaches earlier this week. We will hear from them right after this break on the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
It's the NFL on Sports USA, and we're in Hollywood as the Detroit Lions roar into L.A. to face the Chargers. The Bolts are electric thanks to Herbert, Allen, and Eckler. Goff and the Lions can motor down the field with Laporta, Reynolds, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gets to the sideline, foot race, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Detroit!
It's the Lions at the Chargers, this Sunday on Sports USA.
Coverage begins at 2:30, exclusively on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
How about Thanksgiving, though? Right here at the Omni. Experiences matter here at the Omni. Celebrate Thanksgiving right here at Kitchen Notes with its amazing and expansive holiday brunch that can only add to the wonderful memories of the holiday season. The Kitchen Notes Thanksgiving feast features multiple entrees, including sorghum, glazed ham, and pan-seared salmon, while the action stations boast smoked prime rib and tender roasted turkey with all the traditional fixings. You're gonna not want to forget that. So good. Also, save up some room for those very sweet endings. Thanksgiving brunch with family and friends at Kitchen Notes. Meals for children ages 5 and younger are complimentary. Make your reservations now by visiting KitchenNotesNashville.com. Get you some delicious food.
As a Middle Tennessee-based company, Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers is committed to helping our community. This November, we are honoring our local veterans. Strike and Spare is partnering with We Are Building Lives, a local foundation dedicated to helping veterans get back on their feet. So far, more than 1,100 homeless veterans have been helped off the streets through the We Are Building Lives Foundation. During November, for every $5 donation made to We Are Building Lives, Strike and Spare will give you a free game of bowling. Visit any of our 5 area Strike and Spare centers to donate or visit strikeandspare.com to donate today and help our heroes find a way home.
When you want down-home cooking, just head downtown. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel serves traditional Southern cooking, sourced fresh and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Southern smoked breakfast bowl or a Music City omelet. If you're looking for variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City or get your fill at the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Kitchen Notes dishes up lunch with traditional Southern tomato pie, country ham, and classic picnic ambrosia. Serving breakfast Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10:30, and lunch is served 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Kitchen Notes doesn't forget the brunch crowd. Brunch at Kitchen Notes is every Friday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring cast iron pancakes, made-to-order waffles and eggs, and ice-cold carafes of mimosas. Enjoy farm-to-table Southern dishes made from treasured family recipes. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Overs killed us. We were playing hard, but it just wasn't going our way. But we were playing Father Ryan at Father Ryan. Big game. We're 0-4. Started out first play of the game. Ryan goes up top, 7-0. They take the next drive, go up 13-0, and it doesn't look good. But it's 13-0. They missed the extra point, and we got a drive going, answered, and our guys kept fighting and believing, and at the end of the game, we beat Ryan there, and it kind of got us going in the right direction. And I attribute a lot to our seniors and the character and the leadership, the attitude. Because when you're down, in your season, these guys have been used to winning for a little bit. They've been blessed to be a part of some good teams. But when you're 0-4 and you're down 2 scores in your 5th ball game to your rival, and it'd been real easy to throw in the towel and quit. But the guys have kept fighting, and we've gotten better. We're really young at quarterback. We kind of played a couple of guys in the beginning, and we settled in with Hugh Price, our sophomore, and he's really gotten better at the end of the season here, and we're hoping that he can just keep getting better here throughout the playoffs.
When you look at Ensworth, what does your team have to do to be successful?
We got to keep them off the field a lot, kind of like the BA game. We got to keep them off the field. Hopefully, get some sustained drives. Keep their athletes in front of us. Not give up a big play, and our front 7 just stop the run. We've been pretty good at stopping the run this year, and hopefully we can do that against Ensworth. But I think they're really good on defense. It's one of the best Ensworth defenses I've seen in a while. So. We're going to have to play really well up front, and especially at the line of scrimmage. Joined
by Ensworth coach Rock Batten. Rock?
Yeah, we have a solid group. We have 15 seniors. It's a good group that's gelled together. Kids been working hard since the spring and really good summer. They battled all year. Hit a tough spot there in the middle of the season as we're going through week 5 and 6. But it's a group that I really like in terms of our leadership. Our senior and junior group has a few sophomores step up, but so it's a good group of guys. We have a lot of guys who are at our middle school in our senior class that are leaders and understand what we're about as a school and understand our tradition and who we are. And like I said, I love our leadership, and this group has been buying into the things that we've coached and the goals of our team, and have been working hard and trying to get better every week and every opportunity that we've had. So got a great challenge this Friday with NBA coming back to our place.
When you look at NBA, what do you have to do to be successful?
Well, they got a good football team. Maury does a really good job. They offensively they've gotten better throughout the year. Brooklyn Davis and their offense, they run the ball really well. He's really taken off, and up front they've gotten better in terms of the way they pound the ball and keep you off the field. We got to stop the run and put them in some passing situations and third down situations, third and long type situations, but really get them off the field and get our offense on the field, and we got to protect the football. We were able to create some turnovers in the first game, but we have to continue to protect the football like we did in the first time we played them, and not give them any easy give-me's. They're really good on defense, and do a good job defensively and fly around. And when we get opportunities to make plays, or we get in the red zone, we got to make sure we capitalize and get points.
Hello, this is Greg Pope, voice of the TSU Tigers, inviting you to join me Monday night at 6 at the new Princess Hot Chicken Shack at the new Tanger Outlets in Antioch for the TSU Big Blue Tigers radio show. And our special guest on location, among many, will be TSU men's basketball coach Penny Collins, whose Tigers have opened the season with 2 home wins. That's the TSU Big Blue Tigers radio show with Tigers basketball coach Penny Collins, Monday night at 6 at the new Princess Hot Chicken Shack at the new Tanger Outlets in Antioch.
How about Thanksgiving, though? Right here at the Omni. Experiences matter here at the Omni. Celebrate Thanksgiving right here at Kitchen Notes with its amazing and expansive holiday brunch that can only add to the wonderful memories of the holiday season. The Kitchen Notes Thanksgiving feast features multiple entrees, including sorghum, glazed ham, and pan-seared salmon, while the action stations boast smoked prime rib and tender roasted turkey with all the traditional fixings. You're gonna not want to forget that. It's so good. Also, save up some room for those very sweet endings. Thanksgiving brunch with family and friends at Kitchen Notes. Meals for children ages 5 and younger are complimentary. Make your reservations now by visiting KitchenNotesNashville.com. Get you some delicious food.
Jackson Boone Racing. The youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing. A local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing. It's the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Joe Fisher with play-by-play and Jonathan Shaffer with color analysis. Now, down to the field with your first half coverage. Here's Joe Fisher.
Well, 2 of the state's predominant Division II programs, MBA and Ensworth, squaring off tonight. Quarterfinal action here in the TSSAA state playoffs. MBA won the toss. They deferred. They will kick off. Big Red are wearing all white tonight. White jerseys and pants, red numerals, lettering, and helmets. Ensworth, black jerseys and pants, orange numerals, and trim with black helmets. William Wins is our referee tonight. It is a cool, crisp night. It's about, I would say, 52, 53 degrees at kickoff. Very nice night for football. We have been blessed this year with tremendous Friday night weather the entire season long.
Yeah, we had a few raindrops here this morning, and I could hear you, Joe, in the back of my head saying, oh, you've jinxed it. We'll finally get some of that rain, but that's not been the case. The weather has been outstanding all season, and we're looking forward to what should be an outstanding game here tonight.
Looking forward to this one. NBA 4-6 on the season, but they've won 4 of their last 6. Ensworth 8-2 on the season. Ensworth beat NBA in their previous meeting earlier this year by a score of 17-3. As we get set to start things here, Liam Hackett will do the kickoff honors for NBA. Justin Hopkins, Ashton Moore back deep to receive the kickoff. Ensworth will move from left to right as you listen. And actually they have sent Zayden Moore back deep. Has Ensworth. as we're awaiting the officials to put the ball in and be ready for play.
No, they're actually waiting for the pregame clock to roll down before they get things started. So about 30 seconds
left.
Away. Yeah.
Well, you look at the quarterfinals in Division II. Brentwood Academy and McCallie playing tonight. The winner of that one gets the winner of this one in the semifinals.
Well, and Brentwood Academy having one of their worst seasons ever, literally in school history, and going up against a McCallie program that really got rejuvenated in the late 2010s, had a chance to and watch Ensworth play them down in McCallie back in 2019. McCallie went on to win the state championship that year, and they've been rolling ever since.
Yeah, most figure they're the favorite to get back again on that side of the bracket. On the other side of the bracket, Christian Brothers and Baylor playing tonight, Knox Catholic and Memphis University School. And we are about set to get started on a wonderful Friday night here in Nashville. Liam Hackett set to approach the football and drives this one toward the end zone. And in fact, it's going to be fielded at the 1 and returned to the 10. Right up the middle, 15, 20, 25, 30 to the 33-yard line. He went directly north and south and moved it to the 33-yard line on a very nice return by Ashton Moore to get started for Ensworth.
Good return because the sea just parted. He had plenty of space up the middle of the field. Credit to MBA to be able to recover a little bit because they were well blocked, but good field position for the Tigers to start under head coach Rock Batt.
Max Holzclaw is the quarterback. He's a senior, 1,363 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Micah Smith is the tailback. He will get the start. They will rotate several in the tailback position. Low snap, gives Smith, and he is dropped for a loss. Back at the 30-yard line. Tremendous stop by Jordan Dayani in the front line of that 3-4 defense for the Big Red. He made the tackle for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Dayani, really good sized young man, 6'2", 240, was back there immediately. As you mentioned with Ensworth, very balanced attack for them. Don't have anybody with really gaudy statistics, and they will run the football out of the spread.
Yeah, they've got 6 guys with over 300 or 200 yards rushing, so they really spread it around. Empty backfield on 2nd and 12. 3 wide right, 2 left. Looking to pass underneath, caught to the 37, 38-yard line. Tackle made by Morgan Holzapfel as the catch was made there inside after a short gain, brings up 3rd down and 7.
Well, that time Ensworth just took what was in front of them. MBA only had 3 down linemen, rushed just 3 guys. Everybody else dropped back in coverage, so that just kept all the routes short. Ensworth able to get a little bit of momentum after a tackle for loss on 1st down.
Blake Surratt, the sophomore, with his 8th catch of the season. 3rd down and about 6 from the 38-yard line. Ensworth moving left to right, looking to throw. They sent it out to the flat, caught and slipping down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play on the reception by Micah Smith. He had nowhere to go. NBA had that well defended, and that brings up 4th down.
Curious how Ensworth will change their offensive game plan because NBA wasn't blitzing anybody. They weren't bringing a lot of pressure. They were sitting back in coverage trying to keep everything underneath. So we'll see how the Tigers adjust, and they're actually lined up for 4th down.
Interesting here, lining up like they're going to go for it in their own territory, and now at the last second they will bring out the punter, Graham Smith. They lined up as if they were going to go for it from their own 38-yard line. NBA's not convinced, and now a penalty flag is down. I don't know if it's a delay of game. No, play clock was not there. It may have been a procedure penalty. Let's see. And NBA is saying yes, and that's procedure on Ensworth. I think sprinted out there and did not get set.
I believe that's the case, and unfortunately it took away what looked like a really good punt for Ensworth, so they executed aside from the false start, but it was the head official and William Wins that threw the flag, which led us to believe it was a false start. That's what it was.
So they walk it back inside the 33-yard line. And now Ensworth with wholesale changes as they will bring an entire new group in to block here for the punt attempt. So Graham Smith will try it again. You said he really drilled a nice one, but Hutton Durrett is back deep to receive the punt for NBA. Big Red came after it, did not get there, but I think they challenged it enough to force a little bit of a slow roller inside the 35, and it'll die at about the 31-yard line, where NBA will take over their first offensive possession of the night. Hugh Price, the sophomore, is the quarterback. They had some adjustments in midseason. He has taken over. 59 of 119 passing for 735, a touchdown, a couple of interceptions. It is not a prolific offense other than Brooklyn Davis. He is their star. 1,212 yards rushing, averaging 5 per carry, 8 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, this was a program that had to find an answer at quarterback because Marcel Reed was there for 4 years, a 4-year starter, ended up going to the SEC.
Price, big, tall, starting quarterback, standing in the shotgun on first down. He'll hand off to Davis. He'll bounce it to the right. He's hit at the 33. Nice open field play there defensively by Ensworth, and the tackle made for a very short gain, maybe a gain of about a yard on the play as Mason Curtis makes the stop.
Well, Ensworth was stacked up in the box. It looked for a moment that Davis would be able to bounce it to the outside, but credit to the Ensworth defense holding him to a yard.
You know, one of the things you have to get used to at this level, Jonathan, we've talked about it, these schools that don't have the tremendous numbers. So you see a starting running back and a Micah Smith who's also playing defense. Those guys play almost every play. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Price will hand off. Davis will try the left side this time, nowhere. Boy, outstanding defense. That was Moore that came in and submarined him. And that's going to bring up, after a gain of a yard, 3rd down and 8.
Well, it's only been 2 plays, but Ensworth doing exactly what they need to do, and that is getting the tackle and getting it mostly on first contact. NBA, they're going to run the football. They always have under Marty Uberov, and 3rd and long coming up.
Greer Short, senior linebacker, checks in as Ensworth anticipating, I would assume, a passing situation here on 3rd down and 8. Play clock at 13 as the Big Red break the huddle. 8:05 to go, opening quarter. We are scoreless from Ensworth. Shotgun formation, 2 wide to the right. Looking right, firing right, pass is caught and turning up and stretching the football out. Very close to a first down. Catch made by Oakley McFerrin, and he stretched the ball out, Jonathan, and he is very close to the sticks. Boy, I think they've got him just short.
They've got him short on the far sideline. Let's see if they take a measurement.
They are going to do that. What a heads-up play, though. He knew he couldn't get there, and he stuck the ball out with one arm and got very, very close.
There was a little bit of confusion defensively for Ensworth. It was a shallow crossing route. The slot receiver went out to the outside. He was able to get the football and reached out for it, but he's going to be well short of the first down.
Yeah, he's going to be almost a yard short. So now a decision for the Big Red. 4th and about a yard. And they're not totally satisfied with the stretch of the chains. They're going to do it again. And when they do it again, it's closer. It's actually about 4th and a foot. They made an adjustment on the chains, and it made it a much closer 4th down.
Oh, I thought they were going to make an adjustment on the spot because I thought the spot was a little conservative at first. And now they're set up here in the 4th down situation. Would not be surprised if they go for it.
So they'll take their time and put it. It's a foot, maybe even a little less than a foot for the first down, and I believe NBA is going to go for it. You got a big back in Brooklyn Davis.
And you got big boys up front, which NBA always does.
Yep. Davis, Beamer, Green, Stroud, and Musser, that front for the Big Red. 4th and about a foot from their own 42. Quarterback sneak, big push, flag down, may be procedure. May have jumped a little early. Well, NBA's couple of players are clapping, saying Ensworth might have been offside. Let's see. And that's the case. Ensworth offside. That'll be a first down for the Big Red. I think they got it anyway with the sneak, but they're going to get a couple of extra yards from the penalty. 2nd penalty of the night on Ensworth for 10 yards.
So the early risk taken by NBA with the 4th and short, and they're able to convert and keep this drive going. And one thing that will be apparent very quickly, Joe, with NBA on offense, they will grind out the clock.
Yeah, we were talking before the game began. This doesn't strike me as being a 42-35 kind of game. This is a 17-14 kind of game. First down for the Big Red. Handoff to Davis. Tries it over the right guard, and he is snuffed out after a gain of maybe a couple of yards. He ran into the middle of that Ensworth defensive front. And a very short gain on the play. Ethan Utley, a junior, was there to make the tackle.
This is an Ensworth squad with quite a few seniors on it, the most seniors that I've seen on a rock batting team here at Ensworth since he came over from BGA in 2019. And they've been putting 7, 8, sometimes 9 guys up here in the box. NBA saying this is where we're going to go, and you're going to have to stop us. Ensworth says we're going to do it.
Shotgun formation for the Big Reds, 2nd and 8. One wide out, split to the left, looking to throw. Has a man in the flat, caught by Davis, and up into just inside the 45, close to a first down. And I believe with the forward progress, they're going to give him the first down inside the 43.
Well, he was wide open coming out into the flat. There wasn't a defender within 5 yards of him. That's why that tackle, even though he was able to gain the first down, was huge, because he could still be running now.
There was plenty of green in front of him if he had stayed on his feet. But it is a first down for the Big Red. Clock continues to run, approaching 6 minutes left in the opening quarter. And NBA is going to be very methodical, not in a big hurry. Durrett splits wide to the right. Man in motion is McFerrin, left to right. Handoff. Davis breaks one tackle. He's going to be dropped after a gain of about a yard. Boy, they shot the gap. Did Jay Johnson, the free safety, came in on a sort of a run blitz, if you will. Got in there and up into Davis for a 1-yard gain.
They had an extra tight end to the left side, which is the near side for us. Instead, they ran that little inside trap, and Davis tried to make something happen, and nothing happening that time by Ensworth, who's been doing a very good job of hemming into this NBA offense. But NBA's fine with it. If they can get 3 or 4 yards a carry, they are completely satisfied with doing that and grinding out first downs.
Hugh Price went all the way to the sideline, got the play call, brought it back in to the huddle. 2nd and 9 for the Big Red from the 41-yard line. Slant pass is incomplete. Was looking for Jack Stanley, the wide receiver, on the quick slant at about the 35, and just a little bit too tall for him, brings up 3rd down.
There's the outside linebacker, Jack Watts, who was right there in coverage, but the throw was just a little bit too far ahead.
Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. Our broadcast location is about at the 41-yard line, so we're staring right down the line of scrimmage right now.
In a poll that was released by the Tennessean earlier this week, Ensworth named one of the favorite stadiums from some coaches here in the Mid-State, and it's a great venue.
Yep, beautiful place to play, a beautiful place to watch a game. 3rd and 9. Empty backfield, shotgun formation. Price fires into traffic. It's batted into the air, and it is intercepted. It is intercepted by Ensworth. Ensworth intercepts at the 34-yard line, and that is number 18, Jack Watts, an outside linebacker with his first interception of the year.
Well, they threw right back at Watts for the second play in a row, and they were able to get the tip on that play. The receiver wasn't really open. That ball was forced in, and once it went up into the air, there was a pretty good chance Ensworth was going to come down with it, and they did. Let's see what they do here in this first play after the turnover.
They will officially spot it at the 35-yard line after the turnover. First down now for the Tigers. They're going to load up a triangle of receivers to the left in the shotgun. Handoff on the read option. They'll give it to the tailback, who will get about 3 yards on the play before a pile of NBA defenders pushes him back.
All 11 defenders were in front of the down marker. We're within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. You can tell that these schools play each other very often and have well scouted each other.
That is a true freshman, E.J. Gibson, with that carry. Came in with 227 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns. A 9-yard average on the season. They rotate 4 or 5 tailbacks through the course of the game. 2nd down and 6. In the shotgun, Holdsclaw fires, far side, caught, and stretching the football out for a first down. There's a penalty flag down. No, that was actually, I believe, a towel that came loose. The reception was made, and a good job by the receiver to stretch out and get that first down. That was Sensabaugh.
That was very similar to the NBA play where they stretched out to try to get the first down as well. These two teams just so evenly matched right now.
Jaron Sensabaugh's 35th reception of the season. He splits wide right. First down from the 45-yard line. Clock running inside 4 minutes to go, opening quarter. Still scoreless. Handoff, and actually a great fake, and the carry by the quarterback, Holdsclaw, sold it well and gets about 7 yards.
Had me fooled.
Yep,
I thought it was
too.
a tackle for loss about 5 yards back, but able to get the handoff and move it up to 2nd down, and a nice situation for Ensworth. Great sell of the fake.
will give him 6 on the carry. 2nd down and 4. Offensive numbers not going to be very gaudy in this game, I don't think. Looking to fire. They pass into the slot. It's caught inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Should be enough for the first down. Blake Surratt with the reception. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, Surratt, built like a fullback, was in motion that time. Brought him to the right side from left of the formation. Picked up the first down. And again, Ensworth just slowly working their way downfield, trying to capitalize on the NBA interception.
So Holzclaw 4 for 4 passing for 19 yards. They're not looking far downfield, at least not yet. 3 receivers split left. They're going to fire one left, try to set up a little receiver screen to Moore. Inside the 40, makes a man miss, 35 to the 30, and a first down. Ball came out as he hit the ground. Let's see, I believe he was already down. Although the ball came out, there was a scramble for that loose football. NBA says they have it.
They haven't ruled it down yet.
And now finally do. It will stay with Ensworth. It will be a first down at the 30-yard line of the Big Red.
Sean Johnson, the wide receiver, the X-receiver on the far side, got the initial block out there to free up the running back. Made a very nice play for them to get the first down.
For Zayden Moore, that's his 47th catch of the season. He leads the team in that category by a wide margin. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. From the NBA 30-yard line, an early movement by the right guard. That's Jack Leininger, who jumped a little early. And, boy, that's one of those, boy, he knew the minute he moved that was a mistake. He was very frustrated with himself. It's going to cost him 5 yards. And teammates immediately come in and say, it's okay. We'll get it back.
You just wonder if Ensworth has any play-action calls in their bag, because the way NBA is setting up everybody in front of the down marker 10 yards in, if you can run one of those fakes, run the play-action, might be able to get something over the top.
3rd penalty on the Tigers so far in this first quarter for 15 yards. 1st and 15 for Ensworth. Man in motion behind the formation, left to right. Low snap. Keeper by Holzclaw, nowhere. Maybe a yard, and that's about all. That play was kind of blown up from the beginning. Well defended there by the Big Red defense.
Well, even if he wanted to hand it off because of the low snap, he just wasn't going to be able to do it. Needed to secure the possession. Got the best he could out of the situation.
Jake Moore, the defensive end, with the stop there. Brings up 2nd down and 14. 90 seconds left in this opening quarter. A quick-moving quarter. Both teams prone to keep the football on the ground, so that's no surprise. Very much a chess match, very much a field position kind of game. Holzclaw in the shotgun. Man in motion, penalty flag down, and I heard a whistle.
It's going to be illegal.
Oh, and now there's a, yeah, hang on now. I heard a whistle. They tackled Holzclaw. I don't think they're going to throw a flag. They certainly could have. The whistle was not a very pronounced one.
Well, it came from the referee who threw the flag. It's going to be illegal shift or illegal motion on Ensworth.
It is procedure.
Yeah.
But they are not going to flag for the tackle on the quarterback after the whistle had blown.
Well, they showed the replay here in borderline.
I mean, he clearly was tackled after the whistle was blown, but again, the whistle was not a really pronounced. It was kind of a quick tweet, and that was about it.
Got to be careful when you fire off quick tweets.
Yes, you don't want that. That's right. So 2nd down and about 19 after the penalty. That's 4 5-yard penalties on Ensworth in this first quarter. Moore comes in motion behind the formation. They're going to send it to Moore in a lateral.
That's a fumble. That's a fumble.
They have ruled that an incomplete pass, and that is totally wrong. That was a lateral. That was not a forward pass. That is a huge break. That ball was clearly thrown backward. It was not a forward pass, but it was quickly ruled incomplete.
And we can say it with that kind of certainty because it's lined up right in front of us. We're right behind the play and saw that ball go backwards. Huge break for the Tigers.
That was a really, really easy call, we thought, but it's a big break. It stays 3rd and 19. That could have been disastrous for Ensworth. Empty backfield shotgun formation for Holzclaw. He's going to keep it. He's going to run to the right, breaks one tackle. He won't break the second. He's tackled at about the 37-yard line with pursuit. Sam Hall, the middle of that defensive front, making the tackle, brings up 4th down. Now, MBA or Ensworth both have pretty solid field goal kickers, but I believe you go for this on 4th and 12.
Yeah, the ball currently at the 32-yard line, so by the time you tack 17 onto that, that would be a long kick.
So instead of the 50-yard try, so Holtzclaw 3 carries for 15 yards. It's 4th and 12. Ball needs to get to about the 20-yard line for a first down. Empty backfield once again. 3 receivers split right, 1 left. And whistles once again, and Holtzclaw, I'm thinking maybe they're going to call delay of game.
False start.
Yeah, procedure penalty. Play clock was at 0 too, so Ensworth really kind of their own worst enemy so far. That is 5 5-yard penalties on the Tigers in this first quarter. So now that makes it 4th down and 17 with the ball walked back to the 37-yard line.
With where they're at with the football, Joe, I throw it toward the end zone.
Throw it in the end zone.
Yep. Throw it toward the end zone. If they intercept it, that may be the best punt you could have, is throwing it toward the end zone. 25
yards in penalties, 49 yards in offense. 4th down, it's a quick kick. It's going to bounce inside the 10. It's going to roll toward the end zone. Did they save it? They may have. Tigers, I believe, saved it before it got to the goal line. I think that was that Moore that got down there to bat that ball back? That's a tremendous job by the Tigers to bat it back inside the 5-yard line. That was number 5 for Ensworth that got back there and
Jaron
Sensabaugh that batted that ball right at the goal line. So NBA is going to start from about their own 3-yard line with 4 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, considering the call that wasn't made on the non-lateral, and now they got the ball at the 3, it actually turned out pretty well for Ensworth.
And going up under center this time is Hugh Price, the quarterback, man in motion. It's McFerrin moving left to right. They'll hand it to the tailback into the middle of the line, maybe to the 5, and that's about all as the horn sounds to end the first quarter. Kind of what we expected, a grinded out first quarter between these two teams. NBA and Ensworth scoreless on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
We all know that Nashville life can get hectic. In the middle of all the madness that is life, don't forget to take care of yourself. Treat yourself to Nashville's ultimate relaxation experience at Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel. With services for men and women, Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel is your one-stop shop for full-body treatment. Begin your experience in the exquisite relaxation room, then enjoy a full-body treatment or even a couples massage before finishing in the salon. Located on the 4th floor of the Omni Nashville Hotel, Mocara Spa is Nashville's highest quality self-care oasis. To book your experience or gain information on packages, call Mocara Spa today at 615-761-3600. Again, 615-761-3600. Or log on to theomnihotel.com. And with every booking, you'll have free valet parking and rooftop pool access to enjoy the Music City skyline. And through Labor Day, enjoy the 4th floor spa terrace for only $20. Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Well, we anticipated a defensive battle. That's what we got. NBA and Ensworth scoreless after 1 quarter in this TSSAA playoff contest. Monday from 6 to 7, Big Blue TSU Tigers radio show with the guest, Coach Brian Penny Collins, hosted by Greg Pogue. They'll be live from Prince's Hot Chicken in the new Tanger Outlets.
I got to go just because it's Prince's at the Tanger Outlets.
You got to do it.
Let's do it.
2nd down and 9 for the Big Red from their own 4-yard line. Handoff to Davis, just tries to get some operating room and maybe a yard, and that's about all. Good job by the Tigers' defensive front and the linebackers to get in there and just stop that for very little gain on the play.
Well, we talked about this during the break. At some point, Joe, one of these teams is going to have to take a shot downfield, and they're going to have an opportunity to do so. Because both defenses just really up close to the line of scrimmage within the first 10 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Brandon Collins along with Ethan Utley in there to make the stop for Ensworth. Play clock is down to 12 as the Big Red break the huddle on 3rd and 8 from their own 5-yard line. NBA averaging about a yard and a half per carry so far. They're going to play action roll to the left. Looking downfield is Price. He'll throw that ball away.
Flag.
But there's a penalty flag down. That might be a defensive hold. Let's see. Flag at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, because the player was down before the ball was thrown, but we mentioned earlier play action. They did it that time. They had the play action, rolled it out. And it looks like it may benefit NBA.
Discussion among the officials. William Wins is our referee.
Candlesticks are a nice gift.
Got to get that in every week. And it will be a hold on Ensworth. It will be. Oh, there were 2 fouls.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
No, he pointed that was against NBA.
Yeah, no, it had to be against Ensworth. He pointed in the wrong direction.
There's a flag back at the goal line. There's another one at the 23.
Makes me think there may have been a late hit.
Must have been, because there was a personal foul that was called. They waved off the hold, which would have been 5. They take the personal foul, which is 15. That moves it out to the 21.
Yeah, he pointed in the wrong direction for the personal foul. And Ensworth right now just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. They've just been killed by penalties so far.
That is 40 yards in penalties. That is 6 penalties already in this game. 2 wide left for the Big Red on first down from the 21. Davis going to try that left side. Not much. Boy, that Tigers defensive front has been stout so far. Davis, with 1,200 yards rushing on the season, has not had a lot of room so far tonight.
It's been the D-line for each team that's been winning in the trenches so far, but NBA, as we know, they're going to continue to pound and pound away. And, Joe, how many times over the years have we seen by the time they get to the fourth quarter, NBA has worn down their opponent with their running game?
Yeah, NBA is winning the time of possession right now, and certainly Ensworth not helping themselves with the penalties. Second down and 8. NBA with just 24 yards of total offense so far. Going to be a keeper this time. Nothing. Boy, just snowed under back of the 20-yard line. That was Ethan Utley, the junior defensive tackle, who was all over that. He was not fooled at all by the fake inside, and he drops him for a loss.
Utley, good lateral movement, was able to shed off the offensive lineman and made a big play.
Loss of 1 brings up 3rd and 9. Well, Price, probably by the time the game is over, I don't know how many miles he runs just back and forth to the sideline, going to get the play every time before coming back into the huddle. 3rd and 9. Price to throw. Has a little time. Now he's sacked back at the 10. Rush came through. That was Jack Watts, who broke through and made a great sure tackle for the loss all the way back to the 12.
Well, Jack Watts right now making a claim for player of the game. Just held on to the ball way too long. Had some pretty good blocking. Nobody was open. Held on to the ball way too long. Did not get rid of it. Mistake made by NBA. Sack for the Tigers, and they should get good field position out of this.
2 tackles for loss on that drive. And with 9 minutes left in the half, NBA with Walker Derryberry handling the punting duties back in the end zone. This is a beauty. Fair catch requested at midfield and made right on the 50-yard line by Moore. So a nice punt of about 38 yards. And Ensworth will start first down from midfield. So now it's the Tigers' turn to grind it.
Well, we knew it would be turnovers and it would be field position would be 2 of the major factors. They are in every game, especially in this game with the way both of these teams play offense. Neither team really a high-scoring outfit, so best field position to start after a punt for Ensworth.
So first down from midfield for the Tigers, moving from right to left. In the shotgun, Holzclaw with a handoff. Breaking 1 tackle, breaking 2, cannot break the 3rd. Smith with the carry, finally brought down at the 47-yard line. That was Jack Stanley with the tackle. Boy, Smith did a good job. He broke the first 2 tackles, but NBA would not let up, and they made the tackle on the 3rd attempt.
Derrick Henry would have been proud of that stiff arm on the second would-be tackler, was able to knock the opponent to the ground. That's about as good of a 3-yard run as you're going to get.
2nd and 7 now for the Tigers from the NBA 47. 3-man defensive front for the Big Red. Handoff hit immediately as Smith. He's dropped for no gain. Jake Moore was there immediately to make the tackle. Boy, both these defensive fronts getting it done.
That reminds me a lot of the Middle Tennessee Christian game we had earlier this year. Where
that was the best tackling game I think I saw all year.
This one's right there. Yep. It's pretty close to that, and that was a game that the scoring wasn't until very late in the contest in the fourth quarter. Might have a similar scenario tonight.
3rd and 7 for the Tigers from the NBA 47. Holzclaw with a look to the sideline. In the shotgun, play clock at 10. Takes the snap, blitz coming, fires far side, has a man caught, first down inside the 40, breaks the tackle, 35, 30, 29-yard line, and a first down for Ensworth on the catch made by Sean Johnson, the senior, his 34th reception of the year.
Yeah, one of the few blitzes that NBA's had in this game. They sent 5, so it still wasn't a very heavy blitz, but having that so wide and that spread look, they were able to get it out to the flat, get a first down. Tigers trying to get on the board.
So now 40 yards passing for Holzclaw. First down inside the 30. Ball spotted at the 29 in the shotgun. Holzclaw hands off Smith, bounces it right, and tries to spin, but he is swarmed by several NBA players. Good gang tackling there, all getting a part of that one to make the tackle. Luke Brown a part of that for the Big Red, and a gain of maybe a couple of yards on the play.
Oh, what's impressive by each defense, their ball pursuit is tremendous. There's not just one guy going to be there. There's going to be 3. There's going to be 4. So even if the runner can spin off a tackle, there will be somebody following up.
So Smith comes out of the game now for Ensworth, and I believe E.J. Gibson, the freshman, is checked back in. They also have Damari Thompson, a sophomore, who gets a lot of carries, has 300 yards rushing this season. They'll hand it off to Gibson. Big hole up the middle, inside the 20 to about the 17. Should be enough for an Ensworth first down. He's got a nice burst up the middle.
There was some pre-snap motion on that play. I don't think that really did a lot of difference. It's just the first time they had a really nice hole, and he just bang right up the middle. First down, Tigers.
So Gibson's 2 carries now for 12 yards. In the red zone, the Tigers first down from the Big Red 17. In the shotgun, blitz is coming. They swing it out, and it's a one-hopper to Moore. It's incomplete. Rush was coming. Holzclaw had to get rid of it in a hurry, and one-hopped it to Moore out here at the 25. NBA brought a little pressure that time.
Yeah, and they've brought a little bit more on this drive, more so on this one than they have anyone previous.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers. 6:02 left in this first half. NBA nothing, Ensworth nothing. Quarterfinals in the Division II state playoffs. 2 receivers split wide to the left between the hash mark and the numbers. 1 wide to the right. In the shotgun, keeper, Holzclaw, inside the near hash, moving right to left as you listen. 2 wide to the right. They'll send a man in motion, Moore, behind the formation. They're going to swing it to Moore on the right side, inside the 15, inside the 10, inside the 5. First and goal, Ensworth at the 4-yard line. Moore caught it on the dead run. That's not the easiest pass to complete. He caught it right in stride.
No, it's not. They tried that swing pass earlier in the game. Wasn't as successful. That time caught it in stride and was able to jolt right up the numbers on the far side. He was 1 tackle away from getting into the end zone. First and goal coming up.
Holzclaw 7 for 9 passing for 58 yards. First and goal, Tigers from the 3. Handoff Smith. Big hole right side. Touchdown, Ensworth. Great job by the right side of the offensive line. Stewart, Leininger, Utley got it done. And an easy stroll into the end zone. And Ensworth strikes first tonight.
First drive of the game where Ensworth's been able to open up some gaps. They've both been to the center right. It was over to that far side of the field and really get the running game going. Nice job by the Tigers to capitalize off the good field position.
Graham Smith on to attempt the extra point. He handles the place kicking and the punting duties for the Tigers. And his kick is up, and his kick is good. 4:52 left in the opening half. Ensworth 7, NBA nothing on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Tennessee State Tigers, riding the first winning season since 2017, return to action Saturday afternoon at Big South, OVC Alliance rival Eastern Illinois, in their last road game of the regular season. Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join longtime TSU broadcaster Albert Dawson and me on the broadcast Saturday right here on Nashville Sports Radio. Pre-game show 11:30 and kickoff at noon. That's Tennessee State at Eastern Illinois, Saturday afternoon right here on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Ensworth with a 50-yard scoring drive as the Tigers get on the board first tonight. Ensworth leads MBA 7-0, 4:52 left in the opening half. Be sure and celebrate Thanksgiving at the Omni Hotel inside Kitchen Notes, Thursday, November 23rd, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Jonathan, you like this. Smoked prime rib, Joyce Farms herb roasted turkey, honey butter carrots, pumpkin spice bread pudding.
Give me the word, Joe.
Grand biscuit table.
There it is, biscuits.
KitchenNotesNashville.com. High kickoff, fielded at about the 17-yard line, MBA to the 25, and just going down right there and saying that was enough. As they will start first down from the 26-yard line, as I believe that was number 14 for MBA, who fielded it and saw the rush coming, and Durrett said, I'll just get down here and we'll just start 1st and 10.
Now, if I was returning a kick, that's how I would do it. I'd just fall right down to the ground.
You have to catch it first. See,
50-50 proposition.
I didn't need to go there, did I? I'm sorry.
Didn't give me any credit on the catch.
I'm sorry, that's bad. First down for the Big Red from their own 26. Ensworth leading 7-0, 4:46 left in this first half. Too wide to the right, looking to throw as Price settles in plenty of time. A world of time, and now has to run, and he's going to be sacked back at the 22. That is a coverage sack. He had all the time in the world, and by the time he decided to take off, too late.
No one was open, and you have to have in that internal clock after about 3 seconds, it's either I'm getting rid of the football or I'm running with the football. So twice now, Ensworth's been able to get a sack and cause a big backup.
It's a loss of about 4 yards on the play back to the 22.
That was a straight drop. No fake that time, just straight drop. That was a pass play the entire way. No success whatsoever.
No, he did the 7-step drop, and he sat there and sat there and sat there, but had nowhere to go.
They ran that play from 1994.
2nd and 14. Play action fake. Looking to fire. Near side pass. Nice diving catch at the 33-yard line on the reception. That was well done. That was Oakley McFerrin who laid out for that one and made the catch. He'll be about 3 yards shy of the first down. That was an outstanding effort.
It really was. Not the tallest player on the field, but had to use every inch of his body to get that ball. The ball was thrown just a little astray. He's able to dive for it. Now 3rd and short coming up.
Price 4 of 6 passing, 3 of 6, 1 interception on that ball that was tipped in traffic. This is a 3rd and let's call it, I would say 3. Clock is running, 3:18 left in the half. Blitz coming. Pass into the flat, caught by Davis, upended, but he'll have the first down to the 38. That was a good call with the blitz coming. Got it out of his hands in a hurry. Davis made the catch, was tackled immediately, but enough to move the chains.
Well, it was lined up as a run formation. They had extra tight ends to the near side, to the right. They went in the other direction. Again, another very important open field tackle. If he doesn't make that play, MBA still going down the field.
Inside 3 minutes left in this first half. Timeouts are going to be a factor here in this last couple of minutes, I would think, for either team. Ensworth, if they can make a stop, may want to make a timeout. 1st and 10 for the Big Red. Firing far sideline, caught and hammered out of bounds at about the 42-yard line on the reception that was made by Hutton Durrett. It's going to be about 4 yards on the play, and he was hit immediately. Boy, Ensworth closed on that in a hurry.
As they have for most of the night.
We have an officials timeout here. Conversation with the referee and one of his fellow officials.
I hear scarves are a nice gift this time of year, Joe.
William Wins is walking toward this sideline, and I believe he's going to have
Clock issue?
That could be it. 2:24 left on the clock. Yeah, they're talking with one of the officials on this sideline. 2:33, I think, is what they're asking for. 2:33. I see Rock Batten motioning up to the press box. Head coaches have to do a little bit of everything.
Yes, they do.
And they've got 2:33 on the clock. Known Rock for a long time. His time at Vanderbilt. Doing a nice job here at Ensworth.
Yeah, went to a state final with BGA in his previous stop.
2nd down and 6.
Done a good job rebuilding this program, too.
Ball at the 42-yard line. 2:33 left in the half. Ensworth leading 7-0. NBA facing a 2nd and 6. Price to throw. They set up a middle screen. Is dropped. It wasn't going anywhere anyway, because right there was Ethan Utley. He's had a big game, too. He was right there to knock it away, and it brings up 3rd down.
It was Blake Ragsdale on the tight end screen. He heard the pressure coming and dropped the football. Ensworth has just been all over whomever the ball catcher or ball carrier has been this entire first half.
Yeah, NBA negative yards rushing in this first half. They're -5 on the ground.
Yeah, 2 big sacks for Ensworth have been a part of that.
3rd and 6 for the Big Red from their own 42-yard line. Ensworth, if they can get a stop here, will have some time to work with.
And timeouts.
3rd and 6, looking right the entire way. Now scrambling left is Price. He's going to run to the sideline. He's going to be forced out of bounds, shy of the 1st down, out at the 44-yard line. He came up, Jonathan, and looked right the entire time. By the time that was covered, headed left, it was too late to get the first down.
Well, even if he would have looked left, there wasn't anybody open over there either. And again, Ensworth just had it very well covered. What Ensworth can do is they can get enough pressure with their front guys, with their front 3, maybe bring an outside linebacker from the edge. That allows their secondary to just sit there on those routes.
Well, the issue with that now, it goes out of bounds, stops the clock. 2:19 left. Ensworth does not have to burn a timeout. They'll line up on a 4th and 4. Here's where the Tigers just have to stay on side, and they do. Derryberry's punt is away. Fielded by Moore, and a fair catch at about the 24-yard line. 2:11 left in the half. Ensworth has all of its timeouts remaining, leading 7-0. Exactly the kind of game I think we thought this would be.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, earlier this season, it was what, 14-7 was the final?
17-3.
17-3, excuse me, 17-3. Ensworth was able to win that one. So when I saw that score, now granted, it was early in the season, but with the type of football these two teams play, that's what we were expecting tonight. That's what we're getting.
First down for the Tigers from their own 24-yard line, moving right to left. Holzclaw in the shotgun, motions a man behind him right to left. Going to swing it to that man in motion, to the 20, to the 25. Nice move to the 30. Tackled at about the 33-yard line. He'll be maybe a yard shy of the first down. They have run that play several times tonight, and that was the swing pass and the catch made by number 5. That was Jaron Sensabaugh.
They've run that play, but they're getting good blocking from the wide receiver. Zayden Moore was able to set that edge.
Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. Clock running, 1:42 left in the half. 2 wide to each side. Holzclaw fires over the middle, has a man. It's caught! 45-yard line of NBA, and it's a first down on the reception by Blake Surratt. They went on the seam route right over the middle. He hit him right in stride.
He was wide open. Great throw to him. Got hit by 2 guys. Kept a hold of it.
To the NBA 45, 1:25 left in the half. Holzclaw scrambling, rolling right, breaks away, points a man downfield, throws long for Moore, incomplete. Crowd wants pass interference. I don't think they're going to get it. Was looking for Sean Johnson. As he was running, Jonathan, he was pointing, saying, go downfield.
And trying to throw him open and nearly able to complete the play. The fans here want pass interference. I didn't see it, Joe. I didn't see any tugging of the arm or on the jersey. Just couldn't complete that, but it would have been a very nice play if they would have been able to hook up.
Holzclaw 9 for 11 passing for 85 yards. 2nd and 10. It does stop the clock with 1:16 left in the half. NBA with a 4-man defensive front lined up here. And they'll bring all 4. They swing that pass to the far side, 45-40, 35-30, and swung down at the 29-yard line. The reception to Sensabaugh. There's a penalty flag down near the line of scrimmage. I wonder if he was moving toward the line of scrimmage.
Well, they'll huddle up and make the call that time, but man, once he got the ball, he was just a shot down the side of the field.
It's a hold on Ensworth. They have had a lot of success, Jonathan. They send the man in motion behind the quarterback and then just swing the pass to him in motion. They've had a lot of success.
Yeah, they've been getting their guys open in the field and been able to get them some space. And as I've mentioned, they're blocking downfield very well. So they have found something that's working against NBA. And part of the reason they're doing that, Joe, is because prior to the last drive, NBA's not putting a ton of pressure on them. So they're going to work from behind short yardage in order to get it downfield for the yards after catch.
7 penalties on Ensworth for 50 yards in this first half.
And that's a good adjustment by Ensworth and their coaching staff.
2nd down and 20. Clock starts again. 53 seconds left in the half with the clock running. They swing it to the far side, caught by Moore, to the 45, and he's tackled at about the 48. I would assume Ensworth would want to utilize a timeout here. That was actually to, I believe, Johnson that made, no, that was Moore that made the catch. No timeout as of yet. Content to let this run down and maybe go to the locker room with a 7-0 lead instead of risking maybe the turnover.
I think that's what they've decided upon.
It sure looks like it. There's no urgency right now. In fact, players are walking to the sideline. They do have to snap it one more time. There's about a 1.5 difference in the play clock and the game clock.
Might just call timeout here and then kneel it down. Yeah, that's what he's going to do.
Yep, they're just content to go to the locker room with a 7-0 lead.
Well, when your defense has played as well as it has and able to force one turnover in this first half, I can understand the strategy.
Well, there's some that would say just drop back and heave it toward the end zone, but you never know if you get a sack or a fumble or whatever. So instead of doing that, just relying on the defense has played extremely well.
And many times I would agree with that. But what I'll also say is if that's not your team, then you don't do it.
That's right.
Because let's say you drop back and there's a strip sack and it goes the other way.
Oh, yeah.
So right now you're just playing the percentages and you've owned NBA so far with your defense. In fact, NBA in now a game and a half has only scored 3 points against you. So that's – go ahead.
And Joe's stats, -2 yards rushing NBA, 27 yards passing, 25 yards of total offense in the first half. So – ride that defense.
Yeah, Ensworth's had more penalty yardage than NBA's had total offense.
So I would think with 5 seconds left, Coach Batten will send them out there and say, take a knee and let's go to the locker room.
Unless they do something sneaky.
Well, they've got them set up for a surprise. That's for sure.
You never know.
I don't think NBA is going to be napping on this one. They've dropped a couple of guys 25 yards back, so they're going to wait.
Basically playing quarters.
Although it is shotgun.
Yeah. Might just be a handoff.
And that's exactly what it is. They hand it off into the middle of the line, maybe a couple of yards, and that's about all, and that will end our first half. Pretty much exactly what we expected. 7-0 Ensworth with the lead as they head to the locker room, and I believe Coach Batten will join us here very, very quickly for a word. But actually, I think they're going to go ahead to the locker room.
He's in a rush. We're going to wait till after the game.
Okay, so we'll catch them later on. So they head to the locker room. Interesting first half, defensive-oriented, exactly what we thought. 7-0 Ensworth. We'll come back and give you some stats and more in a moment on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
How about Thanksgiving, though? Right here at the Omni. Experiences matter here at the Omni. Celebrate Thanksgiving right here at Kitchen Notes with its amazing and expansive holiday brunch that can only add to the wonderful memories of the holiday season. The Kitchen Notes Thanksgiving feast features multiple entrees, including sorghum, glazed ham, and pan-seared salmon, while the action stations boast smoked prime rib and tender roasted turkey with all the traditional fixings. You're gonna not want to forget that. So good. Also, save up some room for those very sweet endings. Thanksgiving brunch with family and friends at Kitchen Notes. Meals for children ages 5 and younger are complimentary. Make your reservations now by visiting KitchenNotesNashville.com. Get you some delicious food.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athletes. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
It's the NFL on Sports USA, and we're in Hollywood as the Detroit Lions roar into L.A. to face the Chargers. The Bolts are electric thanks to Herbert, Allen, and Eckler. Goff and the Lions can motor down the field with Laporta, Reynolds, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gets to the sideline, foot race, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Detroit!
It's the Lions at the Chargers, this Sunday on Sports USA.
Coverage begins at 2:30, exclusively on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Well, pretty much exactly what we expected in this TSSAA quarterfinal playoff matchup. Two defensive-minded teams. We saw that in the first half. Ensworth did get one in the end zone, and the Tigers lead NBA by a score of 7-0. Joe Fisher along with Jonathan Shaffer here in the booth. Ensworth, 47 yards rushing, 88 passing, 5 first downs. Actually, their biggest bugaboo was penalties.
Yeah,
they had
really was.
50 yards, 7 penalties in the first half. They did have one fumble recovery in that first half. A couple of punts for a 43-yard average. NBA, though, you look at the other side, -2 rushing, 27 yards passing, so 25 yards of total offense. Well, the Ensworth defense really stout against the run in the first half.
You would think General Nealon would be looking at this game and smiling because it's a game of the least amount of mistakes. And Ensworth have had some mistakes so far when it comes to penalties. But prior to that last drive, Ensworth was getting a little bit of dominance on their offensive line, was able to create some holes, and they got their guys out into the open field with some speed. Yards after catch in the running game just started going a little bit. NBA won the toss and deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. But this game has been exactly what we thought it would be, Joe, and it's always a hard-hitting game.
Neither team has converted a third down.
Mind-boggling.
So, and that explains where we are. But a really good first half, exactly what we thought. I'm sure we'll see more in the second half. We'll take a break. We'll come back from the studio and give you an update on everything going on a playoff Friday night in high school football on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
As a Middle Tennessee-based company, Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers is committed to helping our community. This November, we are honoring our local veterans. Strike and Spare is partnering with We Are Building Lives, a local foundation dedicated to helping veterans get back on their feet. So far, more than 1,100 homeless veterans have been helped off the streets through the We Are Building Lives Foundation. During November, for every $5 donation made to We Are Building Lives, Strike and Spare will give you a free game of bowling. Visit any of our 5 area Strike and Spare centers to donate, or visit strikeandspare.com to donate today and help our heroes find a way home.
Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is at the heart of Music City. Located within walking distance of the Country Music Hall of Fame, Bar Lines at the Omni is your downtown honky-tonk destination. Watch your team from any seat on their plentiful HD TVs and catch a live show on the Bar Lines stage featuring live music 7 days a week. Bar Lines has the ultimate Southern comfort food. Get started with classic fried green tomatoes or bourbon barbecue wings. Then it's on to the massive Smashville double stack or the world famous Bar Lines grinder. Oh, you've never heard of the Bar Lines grinder? 2 kinds of cheese, lettuce, Dijon, smoked turkey, smoked bacon, smoked ham. Now that's some smoke you want. Local brews and local spirits are on tap at Bar Lines. Take a seat on the patio outside and soak up the rhythm of Music City. Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Hello, this is Greg Pope, voice of the TSU Tigers, inviting you to join me Monday night at 6 at the new Prince's Hot Chicken Shack at the new Tanger Outlets in Antioch for the TSU Big Blue Tigers radio show. And our special guest on location among many will be TSU men's basketball coach Penny Collins, whose Tigers have opened the season with 2 home wins. That's the TSU Big Blue Tigers radio show with Tigers basketball coach Penny Collins, Monday night at 6 at the new Prince's Hot Chicken Shack at the new Tanger Outlets in Antioch.
Let's go! Let's go!
It's the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Joe Fisher with play-by-play and Jonathan Shaffer with color analysis. Now to the field for your second half coverage. Here's Joe Fisher.
It is halftime here. WNSR MidState Checkdown Game of the Week. A tough defensive football game between both of these teams, NBA and Ensworth. Ensworth with a 7-0 lead so far here in the first half. Will Brown in the studio here with you this afternoon.
Game of the week will continue shortly.
And I will say this, I mean, a really tough and closely contested football game with these two teams. And you know what? I mean, it's been a fun game out there. It really has. And when you really look at these two teams, under 150 yards of total offense, minus 25 for, 25 yards only for NBA, and Ensworth with 135 on the ground. That's what's going on at Ensworth. Get you some other scores around TSSAA high school playoff action, and we will start with Bledsoe County. They're up on Hampton right now, 31-28. Bearden with a 7-point lead over Jefferson County at halftime, 20-13. Bearden with the lead in that game. Powell, an East Tennessee battle, with a 17-point lead over Sevier County, 24-7. Alcoa all over Austin East right now. That game in the fourth quarter. Alcoa 47, Austin East 6. Bradley Central 24, Maryville 14. Cofield shutting out Rockwood right now, 31-0. Oliver Springs 20, Greenback 12. West right now blanking Morristown West 23-0. That game late in the first quarter. Oak Ridge 21, Clinton 12. South Pittsburgh 35. Clay County has yet to get on the board. Cookeville, Riverdale, that game is tied at 14. McMinn Central down to Giles County right now, 30-22. East Robinson, Marion County. East Robinson only up by a touchdown in the second quarter. Score 7-0. And a score that I'm looking at right now of interest, Oakland up on Mount Juliet right now. Early stages of the second quarter, Oakland 10, Mount Juliet yet to get on the board. Upperman 21, Stone Memorial 7. Walker Valley in the third quarter with a 27-point lead over Lenoir City, 30-3. Stratford and East Nashville have yet to get a score update on that one. So if anyone out there keeping up with that game, let me know what that score is. You can call us in 615-844-5600. Again, 615-844-5600. Pearl Cone Station Camp, a close ball game right now. Pearl Cone with the lead, 7-3 in the second quarter. Shelbyville 7-0 over Centennial. That game is at halftime. And the My TV 30 game of the week, Ravenwood, 17, Smyrna 3. Brentwood, the 11-0 Brentwood High program, 21-8 in the second quarter over Summit right now. And Liberty Creek, the upstart Liberty Creek program, they have a 14-point lead over Fairview, 21-7. Marshall County 14, Hardin County 0. Huntington 28, Milan 14. These two teams not separated by too many miles on the west side of the state. McKenzie 15, Collinwood has not gotten on the board here. Page 23, Tullahoma 0. That game is in the second quarter. Henry County and Hendersonville locked in a tight one right now. Halfway through the second quarter, Hendersonville 21, Henry County 20. Haywood 27, Millington 12, Dyersburg 7 over Martin Westview with 3 points to show for their efforts. Houston down in Memphis, Tennessee with a 14-point lead over Collierville, 21-7. Bartlett 30, Germantown 21. That game last time I checked in the first quarter. South to win 7-0 over Beach right now. And Baylor all over Christian Brothers. Baylor 42, Christian Brothers 0. Just got a quick score update. Dyer County 26, Melrose 14. So Dyer County with a 12-point lead. Boyd Buchanan 21-3 over North Point Christian. They put Pope Prep out of the playoffs last week with a 49-24 victory. Right now, Macaulay doing what Macaulay does best, and that is beating teams to sleep. Macaulay 42, the now 2-9 and looking to be 2-10. Brentwood Academy with only 3 points to show. Franklin Road Academy 22, Knoxville Webb 9, CPA all over USJ right now 41-0. Memphis University School, Knoxville Catholic deadlocked at 28. So those are some scores going on around TSSAA high school football week 2 of the playoffs. So they like to call that the second round. And again, going back to this NBA Ensworth game, NBA coming in 4-6 on the year, number 3 on the east side of Division II AAA. Ensworth, the number 2 seed on the west side of Division II AAA. The Tigers, led by Rock Batten, coming in 8-2 on the year. Ensworth with an interception in the first quarter, but 5 illegal procedure penalties in the opening quarter, a quarter that lasted only 22 minutes. Both of these teams run the football, and they run the football often. That run tends to set up the pass, and not surprising that this game statistically, not a lot of gaudy numbers. Ensworth with only 135 yards of total offense. NBA with only 25. That's right, fans. 25 yards of total offense, 27 through the air, and -2 on the ground. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with these two teams as we go to the third quarter. And if I could give a brief synopsis of what I feel like both teams need to do. If you're Ensworth, you just come out, you keep running the football, you play stout defense, and you will advance on to the next round. For NBA, you got to get that run game going. You got to get that pass game going. And both of these teams have yet to convert a third down. So a closely contested football game, as I've stated on a few occasions. Would love to see one of these teams convert on third down. But that's what happens when you have two very talented, very tough, defensive-minded programs out there playing against each other. And the winner of this game will go on to play the winner of Brentwood Academy and Macaulay. So it looks like Macaulay will probably be awaiting the winner of the NBA and Ensworth game. So that will do it for me in the studios. Take it back out to the guys. WNSR MidState Checkdown game of the week. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Fans, stay tuned.
Racing. The youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing. A local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
How about Thanksgiving, though? Right here at the Omni. Experiences matter here at the Omni. Celebrate Thanksgiving right here at Kitchen Notes with its amazing and expansive holiday brunch that can only add to the wonderful memories of the holiday season. The Kitchen Notes Thanksgiving feast features multiple entrees, including sorghum, glazed ham, and pan-seared salmon, while the action stations boast smoked prime rib and tender roasted turkey with all the traditional fixings. You're gonna not want to forget that. It's so good. Also, save up some room for those very sweet endings. Thanksgiving brunch with family and friends at Kitchen Notes. Meals for children ages 5 and younger are complimentary. Make your reservations now by visiting KitchenNotesNashville.com. Get you some delicious food.
Tennessee State Tigers, riding the first winning season since 2017, return to action Saturday afternoon at Big South, OVC Alliance rival Eastern Illinois, in their last road game of the regular season. Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join longtime TSU broadcaster Albert Dawson and me on the broadcast Saturday right here on Nashville Sports Radio. Pre-game show 11:30 and kickoff at noon. That's Tennessee State at Eastern Illinois, Saturday afternoon right here on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
We are so glad to have you with us on the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week as we get set for the third quarter from Ensworth High School here in West Nashville. Ensworth 7 and MBA nothing in this quarterfinal matchup in the TSSAA state playoffs. Great to have our sponsors along to make this possible. Jody Jones Dentistry, Jackson Boone Racing, who brings you the Player of the Week, the Omni Nashville Hotel, our good friend Todd Rodemel and company over there, and then Strike and Spare, our post-game show sponsor. Glad to have all of them a part of this, and certainly glad to have you with us. Certainly look forward to tomorrow. Prep football talk from 8 to 9. Greg Pogue and Coach Bubba Spears and a cast of thousands to talk as we get down to crunch time here in the playoffs. Then 10 o'clock to 11, the JB and KB podcast show with special guest Jeff Fisher.
That's a good guest.
It's a good guest
I
again.
wonder how they got that guest,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Then, of course, TSU football against Eastern Illinois at 11:30 tomorrow.
I've had a chance to work with Keith Bullock on a few occasions, and just a tremendous guy.
Yep, sure is.
Tremendous individual. Has become a pretty good broadcaster over the years, and Keith really, and I think Keith's number should be eventually added into the ring.
I would agree.
There with the Tennessee Titans. He's just such a mainstay on those defenses. Several years of over 100+ tackles. And yeah, what a great player.
Durable and a force and a leader and a great guy. And certainly that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, really didn't have injury issues until his last season was with the Giants. The 1 year he was with the New York Giants, the last season of his career.
So what changes here tonight, do you think? They go to the locker room 7-0, defensive-minded game, which is what we anticipated. Neither team been able to move the ball very effectively. Really, Ensworth with one 50-yard drive. That is right now the difference in the game.
Well, I think the second half's going to look a lot like the first half. NBA tried to open it up a little bit. They tried to throw the ball downfield, and they just couldn't do it. You had a couple of coverage sacks. Receivers weren't getting open. NBA right now offensively looks very hamstrung. With Ensworth, I really think if you can get another touchdown, that might do it.
Yeah, 2 scores is a big deal. You're right. Yep.
2 scores kind of feels like 4 here tonight. So if they can get another one in, they might be able to really make some headway. But NBA, I think if nothing else, even if they don't score in the first drive of this second half, they've got to get first downs. They've got to complete some third downs. They've got to get some momentum on offense.
NBA will receive the kickoff to open this third quarter. Davis back deep to receive it, standing back at about the 5-yard line to receive the kick from Graham Smith.
Now, the problem with NBA outside of Davis offensively, I just don't know if they have enough.
They haven't shown anything in the first half. We'll see if they're able to dial up something a little bit different here in the second half to get back in contention. High short kick, angling fair catch is requested and made by an up man at about the 25-yard line. I believe that was Blake Ragsdale, who is a tight end, who made the fair catch. So they'll start from the 25.
What I have been a little surprised, Joe, throughout the entire season, not just this game, but the entire season, is that you have these teams that are going to the line to check with me back to the sideline to get the play call and the play adjustment. We haven't seen teams, even in these spread looks, play with a lot of tempo this season. And that's something that I think teams, if they could take advantage of that, I think could rack up a little bit more offense and some more points.
You're right. We haven't seen a lot of the up-tempo offense. First down for NBA. Up under the center is quarterback Hugh Price. Play action fake, rolling right, looking, fires, pass is caught on a sliding reception for a first down at the 37-yard line. Catch is made there by number 80 for MBA, and that is his first reception of the night. And that is a first down. I believe it's 80, not 90, is it?
That's Drew Connolly with the catch.
Yep. And that's his first catch, and little play action on first down.
It mentioned it early in the game. They ran the play action, rolled out that time. They've had some success doing that. Now you're hoping that play action and throwing the football a little bit is then going to open up the run lanes for Davis and get him going a little bit. He's a very good running back, over 1,200 yards rushing on the season.
NBA breaks the huddle with about 10 on the play clock. McFerrin in motion. Handoff to Davis. He'll try the left side of the line. He'll get across the 40 to about the 41. Well, big number 70, Andrew Hogan. He's only a sophomore, but he's a big force in the middle of that Ensworth line and makes the tackle after a gain of about 3.
Well, when you say big force, you mentioned him a sophomore. He's got Division I size easily just by looking at this young man. He's got all the size you already want, and he's going to grow into that body.
Well, between the two, he and Rashad Smith on the front of that line. And then you add Ethan Utley, who's had a nice night. Ooh, pretty formidable front 3.
Well, Ethan Utley, a strong young man. We've seen him throw a few would-be blockers aside.
Play clock at 7. Second down and 7. In the gun, Price hands to Davis, running right. Hit hard. Boy, and he's tackled a sure tackle after a gain of maybe a yard or 2 on the play. That was a solid tackle in the open field.
That was Brandon Collins, the junior linebacker, able to make that play. And that's what I've been impressed with Ensworth, perhaps this season more than in recent history. Physical team, very physical defense. I know Rock Batten's very proud of that.
Jaron Sensabaugh, part of that too. He plays both sides, offense and defense. He's a corner. NBA breaks the huddle on 3rd and a long 5. They need to get to about the 47-yard line for a first down. Man in motion, they fake to him. They will fire it to that receiver. It's caught, but a tackle immediately made short of the first down. Sam Haley, the junior linebacker, was right there the minute the catch was made to the motion receiver. That was McFerrin. He was dropped after a very short game.
Well, and what he did is he wrapped up. He wrapped out and was able to push the guy backwards instead of him trying to spin in terms of the receiver, try to lean forward and fall forward and get that first down. Just a really good job, good fundamental tackling. Ensworth's done a very good job, especially with open field tackling all night long.
And I guess a little early to gamble here from Marty Uverard, and so he's going to go ahead and punt on 4th and 3 from their own 44-yard line. Moore back deep to receive the punt from Derryberry. This is a beauty. High, spiraling punt. Moore is going to field that. Oh, boy, an over-the-shoulder catch and a tough one. And a fair catch made it about the 10-yard line. That was a bit of a gamble, but he was able to pull it off.
Well, I would have probably let that one go if I had to catch it over my head like that.
That was a 46-yard punt.
And we've seen with NBA in terms of punting and kicking, they've got players with legs on this team. They can boom it.
So now Ensworth will get its first offensive possession of the 3rd quarter. They'll start first down from their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, let's see if they continue to run their offense behind the line and try to get a lot of that open space for their receivers for the yards after catch.
Holzclaw 10 of 12 passing, 88 yards in the first half. He's in the shotgun on first down. Hands off, tailback will bounce it right, turn upfield. That Smith breaks a couple of tackles across the 20, and I believe it's going to be enough for a first down. Good hard running by Micah Smith, the junior, who kind of stepped over a couple of would-be tacklers and ended up picking up 10 yards.
Not the best speed we've seen, but he's got good size, good bruising back coming out of the backfield.
So a nice gain of 10 on first down. Smith will stay in. 3 receivers split right. NBA brings the blitz. They set up a screen to Moore on the right to the 20-25. Tackle made at about the 27 or 28-yard line. Morgan Hosapple with the tackle. He had 9 tackles in the first meeting with Ensworth earlier this year.
A good play on the screen, able to pick up 8 yards. Again, the receivers doing the job with the blocking downfield. One of the NBA defenders wanted a holding call, and he wasn't going to get it.
Gain of 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2. 2 wide left, they'll motion Moore behind the formation this time. Handoff on the delay, tailback Smith across the 30, dragged down at the 34-yard line. It will be enough for the first down. Tackle made by Luke Brown, but it will move the chains.
Completing those passes behind the line of scrimmage, setting up the running game. This time it's given them another option. Good play calling right now by Ensworth.
This time the Tigers will load up 3 receivers split to the left. Ball in the middle of the field at the 34-yard line between the hashes. Moving left to right, the Tigers. Quick pass from Holzclaw to Moore. Reverses, goes to the 35-40. Still on his feet, knocked out of bounds. He'll have a first down, shoved out of bounds at the 46.
Now they've got momentum. 3 straight first downs for the Tigers as they've got a good balance of running and passing the ball.
And going tempo. You mentioned that earlier. They're going to line up and go without a huddle. Moore was on the left side. They want to move him to the right side of the formation. So now 3 receivers split right on first down from the 46. Give to the tailback, nothing, maybe even a loss of a yard. Boy, Smith ran into a wall there at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I like the call. The call was fine. Just that time, NBA just stacked them up and made their first good defensive play of this drive.
Those linebackers, Trey Woodcock, Rush Bunton in there to make the stop. And a loss of a yard on the play. 2nd and 11 from the 45. And remember, that clock just continues to run in this run-oriented contest. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Pass on a little swing pass, caught and tackled immediately after a gain of a yard is Blake Surratt. Good defense there by MBA. Once again, that was Holzapfel leading the charge. Kind of applauding, cheering his teammates on. It brings up 3rd and 10.
Those last 2 plays for MBA, very good job defensively. They've been able to slow down the Ensworth momentum after they got 3 straight first downs. So good adjustments made by the Big Red.
So Holzclaw 13 of 15 passing for 109 yards. A lot of it's just been the short, the little swing pass, the little flare. Let's see what they dial up on 3rd and 10. 2 wide to each side in the gun. Low snap. Rush coming. Had to get rid of it, incomplete. Boy, the rush was coming in a hurry from Jordan Dayani, who got into the face of Holzclaw. He just had to get rid of it.
Well, and it was a rush of only 4. They had 6 on the line. They dropped 2 back, so it was just 4 that was able to get home that time. So, once again, NBA, really good job those previous 3 plays.
Now, the last time in this situation, Ensworth lined up like they were going to go for it on 4th down. Then at the last second, they sent the punter in. And that's what they're going to do again. Last time they did this, they got a procedure penalty as well. Play clock is not running at all, by the way. They get the snap away. Wobbly punt, going to bounce at about the 25 and be down right there. It bounced right back up into the face of Sensabaugh, the defender, and so NBA will start first down from their own 26-yard line. With 6:05 left to go in this third quarter. 7-0 Ensworth leads.
Sometimes you need that spark from your defense to get your offense going. Again, Ensworth looked like they were starting to roll, and they were moving downfield, mixing up the pass and the run very well, and then NBA got 3 good stops in a row to force Ensworth to punt the ball away. And let's see if this NBA offense can finally get something going.
Well, they've kept Brooklyn Davis in check. He's averaging for the season over 5 yards a carry. He's averaging about a yard a carry tonight. 1st and 10 for the Big Red from their 26-yard line. Man in motion, stumble, but able to recover as he moves left to right. Handoff on the delay. Boy, great open field tackle, penalty flag down. It's probably going to be a hold on NBA. Boy, the defender for Ensworth, that I believe was number 8, wasn't it, that jumped in there and made that play? That was Mason Curtis. Boy, he just filled that gap and shut it down.
Yeah, he had no problem jumping in there for Ensworth.
That is a hold on NBA. So now the decision, and with the struggles NBA has had offensively, I would assume they would take the yardage and march this back. And that's what they're going to do. They'll walk it back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, their touchdown came from great field position on a drive that started at the 50-yard line, so they'll keep pushing NBA back as far as they can.
First penalty tonight on NBA. Ensworth can't say that. That was really the only negative in their first half. They had 7 penalties for 50 yards in the first half.
Yeah, it really was. But have been able to clean it up so far.
1st and 20 for the Big Red. Ball back at their own 15-yard line. And a whistle's going to stop play, and now we're going to have another procedure penalty. So after having none at all, we got 2 in a row.
And it's just disappointing for the Big Red. You had a nice stop, a little bit of momentum, and now just going straight backwards.
So they walk it back to the 10. That's going to make it 1st and 25. with 5:30 left in this third quarter. Ensworth 7, MBA nothing.
MBA has been sacked twice in this game.
Price to throw. Has plenty of time. Now flush. Now easing left. Now dropped at the line of scrimmage. Back at the 10-yard line. Again, a coverage sack, and I believe that was number 4, Sam Haley, that gets in to make the tackle. I don't think it's going to count as a sack. I believe he actually got a yard on the play.
We're seeing Price's inexperience tonight. Being only a sophomore quarterback, hasn't played much in his career, holding on to the football just much, much too long. And once again, Ensworth able to bring him down for a tackle for loss.
Yeah, give credit to the Ensworth secondary as well. Good coverage, but that's more than once tonight that he's held the ball too long. Play clock at 10 as the Big Red break the huddle, 2nd and 24. Play clock at 5. They get the snap away. Quick pass on a lateral pass. It's called at the 10 to the 15, maybe to about the 17-yard line. Oakley McFerrin with the reception. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long. They got a little bit of it back, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, they tried to run that inside tunnel screen tight to the line on the right side, just couldn't get anything going. Once again, Ensworth defensively has just been stout all night long.
NBA with total offense 54 yards. They break the huddle at 15 on the play clock. 4 minutes left, third quarter. 3rd down and about 17 for the Big Red. Price to throw. Fires, incomplete. They try to get the penalty flag. There it is. It was late, but it comes in. Pass was intended for Durrett. And he immediately hit the ground asking for the flag, and he got it. That was a very late slant. The pass from the receiver who was wide came in on that late slant. But contact apparently just before the ball got there, and that's going to be a 1st down.
Actually, they were far enough back, even with the 15 yards, still a 3rd down.
Oh, that's right. It is 3rd.
That's not an automatic.
Yep, with the walk-off, it brings up 3rd down at about 3.
Had that happen earlier this year, that's in the high school game with that pass interference.
That's
not an automatic 1st down.
That's right. Yeah, rarely you get a 15-yard walk-off and it's not a 1st down. But 3rd and 3 for the Big Red. A little more manageable. Price in the shotgun. McFerrin in motion right to left. Price to throw. Blitz is coming. Fires, passes. Caught. And it will be enough for the 1st down. Isaiah Perry hanging on. Able to stretch it just across the 35. And enough to move the chains. And an Ensworth player who made that tackle is a little slow to get up.
Ensworth hasn't blitzed a lot tonight. They brought it off the edge. 5 guys that time on the right side of the formation, came straight at the quarterback. Price tonight has held on to the football a little bit too long sometimes. This time did exactly what you're coached to do. Throw in the direction of the blitz, got the 1st down. Nice play.
That was Sensabaugh who made the tackle, and he was slow to get up, but he popped up and runs off on his own. That's the first 3rd down conversion of the night for the Big Red. Big benefit, the pass interference penalty that cut that 3rd down to a much more manageable situation.
Again, it was only a 4 or 5 yard play, but I thought that was good composure, good poise by Price.
Sensabaugh has to come out for a play, obviously, as he was down for a moment. 1st down for the Big Red from their own 36. Clock continues to run. 3:15 left, 3rd quarter. Price under center this time for the snap. Play action fake. Fires long, incomplete. I don't know if that was miscommunication. The receiver looked to me like he was breaking off the route a little shorter. Price wanted him to go deep. That was Blake Ragsdale, the tight end.
I think he just overthrew that.
Yeah.
Ragsdale was on that tight end seam right down the middle. He was on his horse trying to get down there. That ball was just airmailed right past him.
So 2nd and 10. So 9 of 15 passing tonight for Price for 57 yards. He was intercepted once. 3 receivers split left on 2nd and 10. In the gun. Price to throw. In the pocket. Fires over the middle. Caught! 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Still on his feet. 25, 20, 15 and out of bounds near the 15-yard line. The reception by Hutton Durrett. And the biggest play of the night offensively for NBA.
And really the first time tonight Ensworth has not done a good job tackling in the open field. Had two defenders try to go after the football, get the interception. They both missed. The receiver then was able to shake off two other would-be tacklers, get downfield. Huge play. Ensworth's tackling for the first time failed them.
That almost doubled their entire offensive output of the night. 46 yards on the pass and catch, and now NBA in the red zone. First down from the 15-yard line. Price will hand it to Davis, who's looking to throw. He's going to fire to the end zone, and the pass is caught. It is caught. It is a touchdown for NBA. There was contact in the end zone. The ball was just a bit underthrown, and the receiver, I believe that was Oakley McFerrin, who made the adjustment, came back for the underthrown ball, and NBA a point away from tying this up.
They actually were lucky that the ball was underthrown because it went to the inside. The defender had the outside position, went to the inside to where McFerrin just had to turn into the inside after getting bumped to make the catch, and the ball was right there.
So now Liam Hackett on for the extra point to tie this game up. And he drives it up and through, and we are all even. 2:43 left in the third quarter in this state playoff contest. NBA 7, Ensworth 7 on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators who display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit jodyjonesdds.com or call 615-259-5100.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
NBA with its first impressive offensive drive of the night. They pull even on the halfback touchdown pass from Davis to McFerrin. So now Davis can brag on the sideline. He's got as many touchdown passes this year as their starting quarterback does.
Well, and really, the big play that set up the next two plays was the pass interference that was called on 3rd and 18, shortened up the field for NBA to get a first down, and then they're able to make hay after that.
Hey, you know, if you want the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week to come out to your school, be sure to message us on Twitter or X, as the case may be. Kickoff received by Ensworth inside the 10, bouncing it outside to the 20, trying to get the sideline, won't make it. Dragged out of bounds at about the 24. Some of the Ensworth folks wanted a horse collar tackle on there. He let go as he grabbed the back of that where your name would normally be on the jersey. But there is a flag on the other side of the field. And that's going to be a hold on the return on Ensworth.
Penalties starting to come back and bite the Tigers here in the second half.
Well, they had 7 in the first half. They're going to start marched back inside the 20-yard line here.
Yeah, and credit to NBA. They were able to get that big pass play. Ensworth missed on a couple of tackles, and then they went for the halfback pass. They went for the trick play right after that and were able to get the touchdown. So credit to them. When they had an opportunity, they went for it.
75 yards in penalties tonight on the Tigers. They'll start from their own 20-yard line. First down, 3 receivers split right. Shotgun formation for Holzclaw. Holzclaw takes the snap. Hands off, tailback will try the left side. That's Smith. He's going to break one tackle, but not the second. He'll get maybe 3 yards on the carry. He brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, if you're Ensworth right now, you got a little stunned by that NBA touchdown, but just continue to play your game. Keep moving the ball downfield. They had a decent drive in their last drive before it short-circuited.
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. 2 wide to each side this time for the Tigers. Holzclaw to throw. Fires to the near sideline. Pass is caught at the 25 and run out of bounds immediately. Maybe a gain of about a yard. That was a long pass to get about 1 yard out of it. Henry Huber was right there defensively to make the tackle on Sean Johnson.
Well, credit to Johnson, who had to come back to get that ball because that drifted about 3 or 4 yards behind him. Had to come back and get it just to get that 1 yard.
Inside 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ensworth 7, MBA 7. Winner advances to the semifinals in the state playoffs.
They might have to call a timeout. They still don't have a play in yet.
Yep. Play clock is down to 10. Tigers still trying to get lined up. Play clock at 5. In the shotgun, play clock at 2. They do get the snap away. Handoff, Smith tries the left side, snowed under after a gain of about 2, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So MBA making a bit of a statement. And that's going to force the punting unit to come on.
That play was just a mess before the snap. They just had multiple guys, weren't sure where they were supposed to be, weren't lined up properly. They went and ran the ball to the left side, nothing going on.
So Graham Smith on to punt. Durrett back at midfield for the Big Red. Here's where the Big Red got to stay on side. 5-yard penalty would be a 1st down. And Ensworth trying to shift a little bit and maybe draw MBA, but didn't work that time. Low snap, picked up on one hop. Nice job by Smith, and gets away a beauty. Inside the 35 and bounds all the way down to the 20-yard line. My goodness. That turns into a 53-yard punt, but there's a penalty flag down back of the line of scrimmage.
It's coming back.
Boy, that was a near disaster. He picked it up on one hop and got a great punt away. But with the flag down, it looks like they may have to do it again.
Yeah, because that snap, the way he picked it up, had to do it on the run, almost like an Australian type of kick, and he's not an Australian-style kicker. And that was a really good play, but it's all coming back on a false start.
It is procedure.
And we have seen those pre-snap calls and those procedure calls a lot the past couple of weeks, Joe.
And Rock Batten's over here asking, tell me what happened. Who was moving? And if it's procedure, the play should have stopped immediately.
Yep. Otherwise, if you call it an illegal formation, that's different.
That's different. So I can understand, and Rock Batten's still talking to the official over here on the sideline.
Yeah, those are two very different calls. Yep. They have different effects.
Well, the winner of this game will get McCauley.
Congratulations.
McCauley beat Brentwood Academy 49-10.
Oof.
So now it'll be 4th down and 8. As Ensworth will line up to punt it again. This time the snap is good. Rush coming. He gets this one away. It's another pretty good one. Durrett will make the catch on a fair catch at about the 42-yard line. That was a nice back-to-back punting effort there by Graham Smith.
Yeah, the only problem, the penalty cost them about 15 to 20 yards.
20 yards. Yeah, it would have been at the 20. Instead, it's at the 42. And an Ensworth player hobbling off the field. That is Jack Fleming, who is a senior. He wasn't hobbling off. He actually was hopping off. He wasn't putting any weight on one leg.
Yeah, you mentioned McCauley with the victory. That's a school and a program that in the past 4 or 5 years has really emerged down there in Chattanooga. It's become very difficult.
Well, between McCauley and Baylor, they've kind of got it going.
Yeah, maybe a home game down there in Chattanooga.
Could very well be.
All Chattanooga final.
1st down for MBA from their own 42-yard line. Davis over the right side across the 45. Dragged down at about the 47-yard line. Brandon Collins, the linebacker, with the tackle.
That's the type of run we expect from Davis. Got a little bit of space that time to the right of center. Able to get a nice gain on 1st down, get ahead of the chains.
And Davis has not really been able to accomplish much at all tonight. 10 carries, 18 yards. They have stifled the NBA running game to this point.
And the problem with Ensworth is that mistakes have come back to bite them. It was that pass interference that allowed that NBA drive to continue that they ended up scoring on and tying the game.
Play clock at 10, game clock at 12 in this 3rd quarter. I formation for the Big Red. Hand off to the tailback Davis. Tries to bounce it outside, cuts it back inside, nowhere to go. Play was designed to go outside. He saw there was traffic, turned it in, and got back to the line of scrimmage. And we head to the 4th quarter in exactly the kind of game I think we all anticipated. NBA 7. Ensworth 7. We go to the 4th on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
When you want down-home cooking, just head downtown. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel serves traditional Southern cooking, sourced fresh and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Southern smoked breakfast bowl or a Music City omelet. If you're looking for variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City or get your fill at the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Kitchen Notes dishes up lunch with traditional Southern tomato pie, country ham, and classic picnic ambrosia. Serving breakfast Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10:30 and lunch is served 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Kitchen Notes doesn't forget the brunch crowd. Brunch at Kitchen Notes is every Friday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. featuring cast iron pancakes, made-to-order waffles and eggs, and ice-cold carafes of mimosas. Enjoy farm-to-table Southern dishes made from treasured family recipes. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Well, we got a good one. We head to the fourth quarter tied. MBA 7, Ensworth 7. 3rd down and 4 for the Big Red of MBA from their own 48-yard line. Moving left to right as you listen. Ensworth showing blitz and coming. Play action fake, rolling left. Price fires incomplete. In and out of the hands in traffic, and NBA trying to get a penalty flag. There's none there, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Was looking for McFerrin. He could not hang on.
Yeah, just missed on the pass, really. Yeah, he missed on that pass. They went with an I formation, play action out of that, going to the far side left, tried to complete it, but 4th down coming up. You are in a position in the field, 4th and 4, around midfield, maybe. I don't think it's going to happen because of the way this game is going, but wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, and with a good punter and you like your defense. Yeah. Derry Bear is standing back near the 35-yard line to punt this away. Fair catch is requested and made on the run, coming up by Moore. Did a nice job to keep that ball from bouncing and giving up yardage. He fields it at the 21, and that's where Ensworth will start 1st and 10.
Yeah, NBA already pulled out one trick play tonight, so that opened up everything.
Ensworth tonight, 108 through the air, 65 on the ground, 173 of total offense. In a very defensive-oriented game. 11:48 left to play. NBA 7, Ensworth 7. Shotgun formation. They send Moore behind that formation in motion. Hand off to the tailback, tries to bounce it left. He's hit hard right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a couple of yards to about the 23-yard line. This has been a hard-hitting physical contest.
As advertised.
Yep, no surprise there. That carry, that was the freshman E.J. Gibson. Says a lot, too. Jonathan, 4th quarter, got a freshman in there carrying the ball at tailback. They have a lot of confidence in him. To throw on 2nd down, fires to Moore on the sideline, breaks through one tackle, powered to about the 28. Just kind of lowered his shoulder, got what he could get, but he's paying for it. He walks off kind of grasping his right hamstring as he comes off the field. That would be a big loss. Zayden Moore's their leading receiver.
Yeah, if he could have got a little space there, because the blitz from NBA was on the other side of the field. If he would have been able to get some space and elude a tackler.
Moore 5 catches tonight, 37 yards. 3rd and 3 for the Tigers. They simulate the snap, and then they look to the sideline. Play clock is at 13. Game clock at 10:42. Man in motion behind the formation. They'll hand off tailback, cuts upfield, and I believe he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. That is an outstanding tackle in the open field, and that was number 4, Jake Moore, with the tackle for NBA, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
It looked for a moment that the guard, Jack Lenninger, was able to create a bit of a hole for them to try to get some space and get that 1st down, but NBA closed it up really quickly. I've been impressed with how NBA has played defensively here in the second half.
Well, I don't think they're going to fool anybody here. Ensworth is going to punt this ball away, and so they send Graham Smith on late as usual. I think NBA does not have a man back.
I think they might have called a timeout.
Yep, NBA does call a timeout. They did not have a man back to receive the punt. We'll take the break as well with 10:01 left to play. 7-7 NBA and Ensworth on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
It's the NFL on Sports USA, and we're in Hollywood as the Detroit Lions roar into LA to face the Chargers. The Bolts are electric thanks to Herbert, Allen, and Eckler. Goff and the Lions can motor down the field with Laporta, Reynolds, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gets to the sideline, foot race, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Detroit!
It's the Lions at the Chargers, this Sunday on Sports USA.
Coverage begins at 2:30, exclusively on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
You know, for all our past broadcasts, you can go to WNSR.com, click live shows, and then click MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. You can catch up on all of them that we have covered throughout this season. We've had an outstanding year of games and got a good one tonight. NBA 7, Ensworth 7, 10:01 left to play. 4th down and 3. And the quarterback, Holzclaw, drops back on a low snap, and he's going to do the little knuckleball kick that's going to bound at about the 43 and will ease its way to about the 41. So NBA will start with decent field position. Their own 41-yard line, 9:51 left to play in a tie game. Remember, both these kickers are pretty solid. I saw Liam Hackett in warm-ups. In fact, his long earlier this season is 47 yards. It came against Ensworth.
Lone points of that game.
First down for the Big Red from the 41. Price in the shotgun. McFerrin in motion. They fake the jet sweep to him. Rush is coming, and Price is upended, and he is hog-tied and slammed back at the 35. He was just lifted up off both pins and put down by Micah Smith. That was pretty impressive.
He threw him around like a rag doll.
Yes, he did.
And people were wanting an unsportsmanlike. There wasn't anything wrong with the play. He was behind the quarterback and just lifted him up and slammed him down. How are you going to throw a flag on that? The kid was just stronger.
Loss of 5 on the sack.
Wow.
That was impressive. 2nd and 15. Ball back to the 36-yard line. 2 receivers left. Price looking left. Fires left. Threw it behind the intended receiver. It was almost picked off. I thought Zayden Moore had a really good shot at that one.
Yeah, the ball was thrown low. Moore was able to jump the route and go over the receiver to try to come up with the football. Nearly did. Would have been a huge turnover for Ensworth.
So now 3rd and 15 for the Big Red.
And that sack has livened up this crowd and livened up this Ensworth defense.
So NBA 2 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. Neither offense has had a lot of 3rd down success. Play clock at 10 as they break the huddle. 2 receivers split right. 3rd and 15. Play clock at 2. They get the snap away. Price being chased. Rolling left. Stops. Drop.
Fumble.
Ball came out. Ensworth says they have it. I believe they do. At the 27-yard line. That ball came out, and the Tigers have recovered. And I believe that was Jack Watts who got that one. He had an interception earlier tonight.
Had a sack.
Now he's on that football.
No, he may be your player of the game tonight. He has had an outstanding game. Once again, nobody open for NBA, no one at all. Price went toward the sideline, could have at least tossed it down toward the first down marker to get rid of it, instead held on to it. Fumble was forced. Ensworth with their best field position of the entire night.
First down from the NBA 28-yard line. 7-7 game, 8:46 left to play. Holzclaw rolling left out of the gun. Rush coming, he's going to heave it toward the end zone, and that pass in the back of the end zone, is it caught? Yes, it is. Oh, my. Touchdown, Ensworth. In the very back left corner of the end zone, got the foot down and made the catch. Sean Johnson with his 4th touchdown catch of the year.
Joe, you saw me frantically pointing at that receiver. I knew that's where they were going to go. They went with the deep ball. I thought that was going to get airmailed out of the backs of the end zone. I don't know how he kept a foot in bounds, but did.
And I believe Brock Banton wants a timeout. He is not happy. He was hustling down the sideline about as well as he could to get the timeout called because I believe Ensworth was a man shy.
You know, it's a physical game when the head coach is even limping down the field.
Yeah, he's hobbling a little bit coming down the field, isn't he? Well, he was doing his best sprint job to get down there and get the timeout because he knew they were a man short, and the extra point could be relatively important. Well, since Ensworth took the timeout, they were ready to go ahead and kick the extra point, and I believe the officials are saying, nope, you took the timeout.
So honor the timeout.
So honor the timeout and let NBA huddle up, and that's what they're going to do. Ensworth's ready. They're lined up ready to go ahead and kick the extra point.
Yeah, each team's had to burn a timeout here in this second half.
Well, a 28-yard touchdown pass from Holzclaw to Sean Johnson with a great catch in the back of the end zone.
And really all this momentum for Ensworth started with that sack on the previous drive. Really got the crowd energized, got their defense energized.
So Smith on to attempt the extra point. I think we've got 11 on the field now and ready to go. High snap. Nice job by the holder to get that down, and the kick is good. Boy, props to Sam Bowers, the holder, who brought that down and got it set to drive a very important extra point through. 8:35 left in the contest. Ensworth 14, NBA 7 on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
As a Middle Tennessee-based company, Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers is committed to helping our community. This November, we are honoring our local veterans. Strike and Spare is partnering with We Are Building Lives, a local foundation dedicated to helping veterans get back on their feet. So far, more than 1,100 homeless veterans have been helped off the streets through the We Are Building Lives Foundation. During November, for every $5 donation made to We Are Building Lives, Strike and Spare will give you a free game of bowling. Visit any of our 5 area Strike and Spare centers to donate, or visit strikeandspare.com to donate today and help our heroes find a way home.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
The Tigers of Ensworth lead NBA 14-7. 8:35 left to play in this quarterfinal contest in the TSSAA Division II state playoffs. Joe Fisher, Jonathan Shaffer with you. Joe Manning handling the stats tonight. Adam Johnson, our producer engineer. Will back in the studio on a busy, busy night and a big night in high school football. Holzclaw, the quarterback for Ensworth, 16 of 19 for 137 yards and a touchdown. They will kick this one. They angle it again to the far side. It's fielded at the 15 to the 20 to the 25. Dirt is tackled at about the 28 or 29-yard line. It's very apparent Ensworth does not want to kick the ball deep and give NBA a chance on the return.
Well, you see that a lot now in the high school game where you just see that style of kick where usually see a fair catch as well out to the 25-yard line, just trying to, again, just eliminate as many mistakes as possible.
8:28 left to play. Big Red trailing 14-7. They start from their own 29-yard line. Ball in the far hash mark. NBA clad in all white. Jerseys and pants, red numerals, red helmets, moving left to right as you listen. Ensworth showing man-to-man coverage. Boy, they got press coverage over here on the near side. One-on-one with sense of ball defensively against the wide receiver. Man in motion is McFerrin. On first down, Price, they go back to McFerrin, back to the 35, and he slipped down at the 37. I think he was going to go quite a bit farther than that, but he planted and lost his footing, ended up gaining about 8 yards.
Oh, they set up that inside screen. He came right up the middle of the field. If he doesn't blow a tire, he's still going. That's just an unfortunate break for the Big Red.
Boy, and he slammed the turf with his hand when he knew that he had a lot more room to run.
Yeah, I don't know if he was going to score, but he was going to
get more. Yep.
Get a lot more yardage.
2nd and 2, ball at the 37. I formation for the Big Red. Price will hand off. No, it's a play action fake. He's going to play it. He's going to go long. Looking for McFerrin, incomplete. Just through his outstretched hands at the 25-yard line. They had him behind the defense, Jonathan. It was just a touch too tall.
Wide open. Wide open. We saw him 15 yards down the field, and there was nobody near him. All you got to do is just get the ball to the receiver, get it to him, and you have a huge play. So back-to-back plays. And again, not quite enough air.
Needed
on that
more
one.
air, yep.
Yeah, not quite enough air. Again, you have a sophomore quarterback in there. He's doing the best he can.
Yep.
But 2 plays in a row where NBA could have had big gains just has not worked out.
Well, now it sets up a 3rd and 2. And it looks like the single setback is Davis. And he's going to get a play-action fake look. Price going to roll. He's going to throw incomplete. I thought he could have run for the first down. Overthrew the tight end, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, nobody really opened that time as, again, they rolled out over to that left side. But if NBA does go on and lose this game, they're going to look back at this drive and those 2 plays where McFerrin fell down and then they couldn't complete the deep bomb.
Interesting decision now. 4th and 2, ball at their own 37. Do they go for it here on 4th down? It looks like they will.
With 7:38 left in the clock and their style of offense, wouldn't be shocked at all, and I understand why they make this call.
They're going to go for it on 4th down and 2. Ball needs to get to the 39. Now NBA shifting a couple of players around, maybe just trying to get Ensworth to jump, and now the Big Red are going to call the timeout. They tried that shift to see if they could draw contact, did not, and so the Big Red utilized their 2nd timeout. We'll take it as well with 7:38 left to play. 14-7 Ensworth leads on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Hello, this is Greg Pogue, voice of the TSU Tigers, inviting you to join me Monday night at 6 at the new Princess Hot Chicken Shack at the new Tanger Outlets at Antioch for the TSU Big Blue Tigers radio show. And our special guest on location, among many, will be TSU men's basketball coach Penny Collins, whose Tigers have opened the season with 2 home wins. That's the TSU Big Blue Tigers radio show with Tigers basketball coach Penny Collins, Monday night at 6 at the new Princess Hot Chicken Shack at the new Tanger Outlets in Antioch.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Thank you very much, John Young. Be sure to tune in Monday, 6 o'clock, Big Blue TSU Tigers radio show. With a guest, Coach Brian Penny Collins, host Greg Pogue from Princess Hot Chicken in the new Tanger Outlet. This time, NBA after the timeout will line up to punt the ball away. High snap, Derryberry comes down with it, gets a beauty away. Fair catch requested by Moore, made it to the 20-yard line. Boy, the punters have been pretty good in this game.
Man, Derryberry has a chance at a nice little college career ahead of him the way he kicks the ball.
He's been injured. I don't think he was 100% coming into this one as well, but
wouldn't be able to tell from his performance tonight.
Looked good. So now for Ensworth, they have the ball. 7:30 left to play. Tigers leading 14-7. And with this offense, Rock Batten, the head coach, would love a sustained clock-draining drive right now.
NBA with 1 timeout. Ensworth's got 2.
Ensworth grabbed the lead after a turnover on a 28-yard touchdown pass into the back of the end zone. Moore goes in motion behind the formation. Keeper by Holzclaw. Nice move across the 25 to about the 26. Did a nice job to make the first Big Red defender miss and pick up about, about 6 yards on the play.
He's as good as any quarterback we've seen all season with the fake handoff.
Really sells it well, doesn't he?
Sells it extremely well, and surprised he hasn't run a little bit more tonight, but that's a nice gain. Get ahead of the chains here for 2nd and 5.
5 carries, 29 yards for Holzclaw tonight. 2nd and 5 officially. 3 receivers split to the left. This time he will hand it to the tailback Smith, who's going to be dragged down by the collar at about the 26-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. The slanting has not been easy for either team's running backs tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise considering Brooklyn Davis, the season that he's had so far this year, that NBA has struggled to the degree that they have trying to run the football.
Yeah, Davis 1,200 yards rushing coming into this night. He has been held to about a yard a carry tonight. 3rd and a long 4 for the Tigers. Play clock at 12. 2 receivers split left. And now a whistle, and I believe Ensworth is going to utilize a timeout. We'll take it as well with 6:17 left. 14-7 Ensworth leads NBA on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Jackson Boone Racing. The youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series Championship at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing. A local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Third down and a long 4 for Ensworth. Ball spotted at their own 26-yard line. Ensworth 14, MBA 7. 6:17 left to play in this state quarterfinal playoff matchup. I think it's been pretty much everything we expected. Low scoring, defensive minded. Turnovers have been key. Now 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. Holzclaw in the shotgun. NBA brings the blitz. They fire to the right side, almost intercepted. Receiver broke to the sideline. Pass went inside Jonathan. Ensworth dodged the bullet.
Yeah, instead of the receiver running a stop route, which is what the quarterback threw, he broke it off, went over to the sideline, nearly intercepted by the Big Red.
Boy, you know, Rock Batten hates to see that after a timeout. You know, you call a timeout, call the play, and then get a mix-up between quarterback and receiver. Now brings up 4th down and 4. And once again, Ensworth lines up with the quarterback kind of in that quick kick formation. He takes a couple of steps back, gets this punt away. Bounces it midfield on one hop, picked up by Durrett. Inside the 45, out of bounds, shoved out at about the 44, and there's the penalty flag. They're going to call him for a late hit. And a little bit of a scuffle over there on the sideline. Then cooler heads prevail. They get everybody out of there, but apparently ruled that the hit was a little bit late as Durrett was already out of bounds. That's going to be a big, big plus for NBA.
I thought it was a little late, but I think NBA also benefited that play happened right in front of their bench.
Yeah, they sold it quickly.
Yes.
So with the walk-off, that should move it, I believe, inside the 30-yard line. William Wins, our referee, has had a relatively busy night. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against MBA. Personal foul against Ensworth. Those offset. Wow. What a break for Ensworth. MBA gets called for an unsportsmanlike, I guess, as a reaction to the hit. And those penalties offset. So instead of starting inside the 30, still good field position, but back at the Ensworth 41-yard line.
Yeah, Ensworth's caught a couple breaks tonight. They caught one there, too.
$111 yards passing tonight for Price. It's been interesting, Jonathan. He's a right-handed quarterback, but they've almost exclusively rolled him left.
Yeah. Interesting that they have done that. I've been a little surprised myself.
Ball is on the far hash mark, and now the officials are going to have another conference.
If I had this many meetings, I'd never get anything done, Joe.
Oh, there's always time for another meeting. You know that.
Oh, especially in the Zoom age.
Absolutely. We have to call a meeting to set the next meeting. Yes.
I just needed an email. That's
right.
it.
That would do it.
Just an email.
A one-line text would usually do
That's
it.
That's right.
First down for NBA from the Ensworth 41. 6:03 left to play. Ensworth leading NBA 14-7. Single setback is Davis. Play action. They will roll him right this time. Price being chased, going to throw that ball away. A wise decision that time instead of trying to force it into traffic, just threw it out of bounds.
Ensworth tonight, in terms of their coverage downfield, has been excellent.
Yep.
They went with the big package that time to the right, moved the tight end over, extra tight end to that right side. Then they rolled it right, which they have not done tonight. They've usually gone left. No one was open, and that time, unlike when he fumbled the football away earlier in the second half, he just threw that one away. Smart play by Price.
So Price, as he's done all night, goes over to the sideline, gets the play call from the coach, then comes back into the huddle. They break the huddle at 15 on the play clock. 2nd and 10 from the Ensworth 41. Wide out split to each side, shotgun formation for Price. Looking to throw, fires over the middle, pass caught by the tight end, hammered immediately after a gain to the 35. The catch by Ragsdale. Tackle made by Haley. It'll bring up 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, good job by NBA. They were able to get that intermediate gain right there, set them up for a manageable 3rd down situation.
And this is 4-down territory, you got to believe. Trailing
Absolutely.
14-7. 5.5 minutes left to play. NBA 114 yards passing, 3 yards rushing tonight. That's an amazing stat, with Davis with 1,200 yards on the season.
Wow.
NBA only 1 for 7 on 3rd down tonight. This is a 3rd and 4. Play clock at 3. Price with the rush coming, eludes it, runs left, pushes. He'll have the first down just across the 30, close to the 29-yard line. Needed to get inside the 31, knew exactly how much he needed. He didn't look to slide. He looked to get the first down.
Well, we've seen this young man grow over the course of this game. I think this has been his best drive so far because he's making smart plays. And that time he was able to run, get the first down. He took the hit, but Price having a good drive so far.
Moves the ball to the 29-yard line of Ensworth. Clock running, 4:43 left to play. Ensworth 14, NBA 7. In the gun, Price, pump fake. Now looking left, now going to run, going to get what he can. He tried to cover up and just get a couple of yards. He saw the hit coming this time, and he sort of covered up and kind of backed his way into the contact after a gain of 2 or 3.
Well, but again, though, not a bad job. Actually, he might have got as many as 4 that time on that run, but just a good job by Price. Secured the football. Nobody was open, didn't force a throw, and was able to get a little bit of yardage to set up a manageable situation.
Boy, Ensworth tonight, their secondary has been outstanding. A lot of times, NBA has dropped the pass and had nobody open. 2nd down and 7. A world of time. Firing, has a man, caught Durrett 20. Eludes a man, 15, 10, 5, trying to get to the end zone. He does! Touchdown, NBA! Hutton Durrett with the touchdown. Made the one-man miss on the sideline, Jonathan, and then found his way to the goal line. And there's an Ensworth defender still down inside the 5.
There's actually 2 defenders down for Ensworth. One just got up, and there's one down in the end zone. At the goal line, I should say.
That's Sensabaugh. He was down earlier in this game. And it's interesting now, Jonathan, because you're a point after from tying the game with 3:43 left, and the kicker's got to wait just a little bit longer.
Ensworth had done a really good job taking away the middle of the field, that intermediate range all night long. That time it was a crossing route that got the defenders confused, was able to get open to the near side. And again, that was by far Price's best series of the entire game. Showed a lot of poise, a lot of leadership, ended up to a touchdown.
So now Hackett on to attempt the extra point to tie the game. And his kick is up, and it is good. 3:43 left. We are all even. NBA 14, Ensworth 14 on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Tennessee State Tigers, riding the first winning season since 2017, return to action Saturday afternoon at Big South, OVC Alliance rival Eastern Illinois, in their last road game of the regular season. Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join longtime TSU broadcaster Albert Dawson and me on the broadcast Saturday right here on Nashville Sports Radio. Pre-game show 11:30 and kickoff at noon. That's Tennessee State at Eastern Illinois, Saturday afternoon right here on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
I don't think anybody expected anything less than what we've gotten tonight. 3:43 left to play in this quarterfinal matchup. Ensworth 14, MBA 14. And the Tigers playing at home, about to get the football with 3:43 left.
Yeah, Joe, as I mentioned earlier, reminds me a lot of a game we did earlier this season. Friendship Christian, Middle Tennessee Christian was a defensive slugfest, and then the scoring happened late in the game in the fourth quarter. Same thing is happening here. Let's see what Ensworth can do to respond to the NBA touchdown that tied it.
Boy, and looking at the little things here, the Ensworth, I'm looking at the sideline, and they're telling everybody to get back on the sideline and make sure you don't get a sideline warning. Kickoff was a line drive, fielded at the 20, 25, 30, and a nice open field tackle from behind at about the 32-yard line for MBA as that tackle was made, but that will give Ensworth decent starting position at about the 33-yard line.
Well, it was also a good catch by Justin Hopkins.
It was a line drive.
Yeah, it was a line drive. He snared it, was able to bring it to the near side and get a good return, so pretty good field position. Hopkins really made that happen.
3:36 left. First down for the Tigers from their own 33-yard line. Holtzclaw has gone all the way at quarterback. The senior, Moore in motion. Keeper by Holtzclaw over the right tackle across the 35 to about the 36. Maybe they'll give him the 37, a gain of 4 on first down. And again, this is one of those, obviously, Ensworth wants to score at any time, but in the ideal world, they would score and run about 3 minutes off the clock.
And depending upon what happens later in this drive, we could see a field goal attempt possibly to win the game.
Second down and 6. Big Red showing blitz. Holtzclaw in the gun, takes the snap. Eludes the rush, eases left. Now he's just going to get what he can. He gets out to the 40-yard line, and there's a very, very late penalty flag thrown in from the back judge from about 30 yards away. Is that a face mask? It's a hold. It's a defensive hold on the NBA. The official was so far behind the play that he threw the flag. It still came up 10 yards short of where the play ended, but he had seen the hold and made the call immediately.
And that's going to be a spot foul there because it was at the end of the play.
So they'll spot it right at midfield.
That's a big penalty.
Yes, it is.
That's a big-time penalty. And the NBA coaching staff not happy about it. They're looking for clarification.
Yeah, they want an explanation.
I don't blame them. I mean, usually when you see a penalty flag thrown from that far back, a late hit, a face mask, something like that, not usually a defensive holding.
So now I see some, looks like the officials were going to get together and have a conversation, and the referee said, no, let's go. He started the clock. Clock is running, 2:35 left to play. First down from midfield. Pass to Moore in the flat. Inside the 50, the 46-yard line. Nice open field tackle by Walker Derryberry for MBA, and it holds it to about a 3-yard gain.
Ensworth has one timeout. I think they need to play with a little more tempo than what they're currently playing with, but they are past the 50.
Yep, clock continues to run, 2:15 left. Ensworth 116 through the air, 79 on the ground, so still less than 200 yards of total offense. Second down and 7, and again, not a lot of urgency. We're inside 2 minutes left to play. Second down from the NBA 47. Rush is coming. They send one to the sideline, caught. Johnson out of bounds. It'll be a first down to the 36-yard line. That is a long pass from the far hash mark to the near sideline.
Joe, how many times over the years have we seen that type of pass get picked off? Just because it's that far of a pass, but a really good one that time by Holtzclaw. First down, Tigers.
Stop the clock, 1:48 left to play. Ball at the NBA 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, for Ensworth, that went about as good as it could be. You got the first down, you got the clock stopped.
Johnson splits wide right. Sensabaugh in motion left to right. Holesclaw in the gun on 1st and 10. Sensabaugh sets up in the slot right. Holesclaw will throw to Sensabaugh. Makes the catch. Tries to turn upfield. Got a block from Johnson. And he stayed in bounds. He's tackled at the 32-yard line. Clock will continue to run.
Yeah, Sensabaugh's been banged up in this game, putting in a good effort.
He'll get 4 yards on the play. 2nd down and 6. We're inside 90 seconds left in regulation. Ensworth 14, 210 yards of total offense now for the Tigers. Sensabaugh is going to split out wide to the left. Play clock is at 10. Holesclaw to throw. Fires over the middle for Sensabaugh, broken up, incomplete. Sensabaugh again slow to get up. He's definitely playing hurt. Good coverage there for NBA. That's Graham Geschke, who got the start tonight for an injured NBA player, and he made a nice play there defensively.
The pass a little late, a little high, wasn't quite on the money. It allowed the NBA defender to come in, make the play. Good stop by the Big Red.
So Ensworth 2 for 5 on 3rd downs. Facing a 3rd and 6. 1:04 left to play. NBA brings the blitz. Holesclaw rolls left. Fires, has a man. It's Sensabaugh who makes the catch. Still on his feet. Grinds inside the 10. Finally going to be stopped at about the 9-yard line.
And out of bounds.
Sensabaugh broke a tackle. They're going to rule him down. They say he was out at the 9. Clock is running. 47 seconds left. He danced the sideline and stayed in bounds. So now, if you're Ensworth, do you go for the touchdown or play it conservative and go for the field goal?
No, they still have 1 timeout left.
Man in motion is Moore. Keeper by Holesclaw. Tackled at about the 10-yard line. Boy, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Waving that ball out there in that right arm.
And I'm playing for a field goal now because you're definitely within range and you lined it up right into the middle of the field.
Got him right to the middle of the field. Clock is running. 10 seconds left.
Run it down to about 3.
Holesclaw talking to the referee. Game clock is at 2. Man, they went down to 1 second. My goodness. I thought it was going to get to triple zeros there. 1 second left. So a field goal from here would be about 31 yards for Graham Smith. Now, if NBA has a timeout remaining, and I believe they do have one left, I would think they would use it here.
Why not? You've got no other option.
No sense to take it back down West End with you.
That's right.
These two schools only a few miles apart.
Yeah, basically the width of Percy Warner Park.
But it's about right. So they will set up on what will be, actually the ball is at the 9, so this would be about a 26-yard field goal, 26 yards.
And we're anticipating NBA taking that last time
Boy,
out.
you would think they would. With 1 second left for a spot in the semifinals. And there's the timeout.
There it is. What a game.
So Rock Batten is going to call his troops over to this side. Marty Everard will talk to his folks on the other side.
Let's watch the snap. It's been slightly erratic here tonight.
Yeah, the holder deserves some credit really for both teams tonight.
Yeah.
This would be a 26-yarder.
We don't see it in high school football a lot, Joe.
Come down to this.
Yeah,
Nope.
to come down to a game-winning field goal attempt. We don't see it very often.
Well, it was an interesting decision. They had time. They could have thrown one in the end zone.
But even at this level, you're expecting your kicker to make this field goal. It's a reasonable expectation.
Graham Smith, a junior.
Everyone on the Ensworth sideline have locked arms together.
standing side by side, cheering on their teammate to keep their season going. Ensworth 14, NBA 14, 1 second left. From 26 yards out, high snap. Kick is on the way, and it's blocked. It is blocked into the end zone, and we are going to overtime. The snap was high. They tried to get it down. The kick never got more than 6 feet off the ground, and we are going to overtime.
Had a feeling the snap could be an issue. Played a role. It was a high snap. It was up over the head of the holder, who did as best as he could to bring that down. NBA brought plenty of pressure, but it was that snap being high that threw off the rhythm of the kicking game.
So free football coming up.
There you go.
We'll take a break, come back and set up the overtime right after this. Ensworth 14, NBA 14 on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit jodyjonesdds.com or call 615-259-5100.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Well, we've certainly gotten our money's worth tonight. From Ensworth High School, Ensworth 14, NBA 14 as we head to overtime. For the winner, a spot in the state semifinals in Division II. Ensworth with a 26-yard field goal attempt on the final play of regulation. The snap was high, the kick was partially blocked, and as a result, we're going to go to the overtime.
It's been a great game so far between these two teams. We knew they'd be evenly matched. It is a great rivalry between these two schools. So the fact that we're going to overtime and a 14-all game, not a shock.
Not at all.
Any way, shape, or form. It's just with the inconsistency of the offenses. Let's see what they can do here in overtime.
So each team will send one representative out to midfield, and they will do the rare second toss of a coin. So this is one of those where if you win the toss, you would most likely want to defer. So you would go on defense first, then you would know what you would need to do offensively on your possession. So they're going to turn it. Ensworth, I believe, will get the football first. They'll move right to left.
But there's also that line of thought that you want to get the football first and create that pressure on the other team.
So now what they'll do is walk the ball down and start. And I believe coaches and all officials are all kind of going through to make sure they all know the rules too, because this doesn't happen very often.
No. This is our first overtime game of the season.
Yeah, we had a number of games this year that had the continuous running
Yes.
clock. We have not had this issue.
That rule we're very familiar with.
They will spot the ball at the 10-yard line. Basically, it's 4 plays from the 10-yard line.
And the winner of this game traveling to Chattanooga next week.
That's right. They will get McCauley. McCauley, a big winner tonight, 49-10 over Brentwood Academy. Stay with us after the game. We'll have all the scores for you in our post-game show. So the ball is going to set up. They're going to set it on the near hash mark, moving right to left at the 10-yard line. First and goal for Ensworth. Holzclaw is the quarterback. Micah Smith is the tailback. Moore in motion left to right. Low snap. Handoff fumbled. It's fumbled. It's loose. NBA's got the football.
Nope,
NBA's got the football, I believe, at the 10-yard line. There was a pile of 4 NBA players there, and coming out of there with it are the Big Red. Number 55, Sam Hall, comes out with the football. The snap was low, Jonathan. That threw everything off for Ensworth.
The snap, 2 consecutive plays for Ensworth, one on a field goal attempt to win the game, and that one, the first play of overtime, have greatly affected the Tigers, and now NBA with the chance to win.
Now what do you do if you're NBA? You've got an outstanding kicker of your own.
I also have a running back that has over 1,200 yards rushing on the season, so I at least feel fairly confident I'll give him a couple of chances to try to run it into the end zone.
He's had a very quiet night. 11 carries, 19 yards. I think they're going to kick it right now. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Liam Hackett, 5 for 10 in field goals on the season with a long of 47. That came against Ensworth in the regular season. This to send NBA to the semifinals, and Ensworth says, wait a minute, we got one timeout left of our own.
And here's another thing to think about with this being first down. If that ball is blocked and goes backwards and they recover, they get it again. They get it again. They get another shot.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that. It's like a lot of people talk about, when do you take the timeout? When do you count it down to 3 or count it down to 7? Well, if you have a mistake, you get one more chance.
Yeah, I'm of the philosophy that you give myself a little bit of that extra time, that if there is a mistake, I watched that happen in a Pittsburgh Steelers game during the Bill Cowher era years ago, where they kicked it on 3rd down. It got blocked. They were able to recover it and then kicked it and still won the game on 4th down.
It's interesting when you get to overtime, the clock is no longer a factor.
Right.
You're not running anything there. You're just counting downs and trying to get your 4 plays from the 10-yard line. Ensworth fumbled on their opening play of overtime. NBA recovered. And now Liam Hackett will line up for a 27-yard field goal right in the center of the field.
Again, got to watch the snap.
For NBA to advance. Good snap, good hold, kick on the way, and the kick is good! NBA advances. The Big Red in overtime defeat Ensworth by a score of 17-14, and the celebration for the men in red and white begins here on the visiting field. For Ensworth, utter frustration. So close, had their opportunity. Their field goal on the final play of regulation was partially blocked. NBA takes advantage of the Ensworth fumble. And then on the first play for NBA, the field goal by Hackett sends them to the semifinals. An amazing game.
Really was. Unfortunately for Ensworth, they got the better of the game, I think, for most of the game, Joe, but it always comes down to the small things and mistakes, and Ensworth way too many penalties in this game. They had a pass interference penalty that kept an NBA drive alive and allowed them to score their first touchdown. They had a fumble there in overtime, had a high snap on their field goal attempt. Mix that in with the penalties, just enough mistakes for Ensworth that it cost them a football game. And credit to NBA, they kept plugging away, and they've done what they've done so many times, where they just hang in there and they're able to make the most important plays at the end when they needed to, and they'll advance and go to Chattanooga next week.
So NBA now 5-6 on the year, but going to Chattanooga for the semifinals next week. We'll take a break, come back, go through the stats, wrap it up for you from Ensworth as NBA wins at 17-14 in overtime on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
It's the NFL on Sports USA, and we're in Hollywood as the Detroit Lions roar into LA to face the Chargers. The Bolts are electric thanks to Herbert, Allen, and Eckler. Goff and the Lions can motor down the field with Laporta, Reynolds, and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gets to the sideline, foot race, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Detroit!
It's the Lions at the Chargers, this Sunday on Sports USA.
Coverage begins at 2:30, exclusively on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
How about Thanksgiving, though? Right here at the Omni. Experiences matter here at the Omni. Celebrate Thanksgiving right here at Kitchen Notes with its amazing and expansive holiday brunch that can only add to the wonderful memories of the holiday season. The Kitchen Notes Thanksgiving feast features multiple entrees, including sorghum, glazed ham, and pan-seared salmon, while the action stations boast smoked prime rib and tender roasted turkey with all the traditional fixings. You're gonna not want to forget that. So good. Also, save up some room for those very sweet endings. Thanksgiving brunch with family and friends at Kitchen Notes. Meals for children ages 5 and younger are complimentary. Make your reservations now by visiting KitchenNotesNashville.com. Get you some delicious food.
As a Middle Tennessee-based company, Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers is committed to helping our community. This November, we are honoring our local veterans. Strike and Spare is partnering with We Are Building Lives, a local foundation dedicated to helping veterans get back on their feet. So far, more than 1,100 homeless veterans have been helped off the streets through the We Are Building Lives Foundation. During November, for every $5 donation made to We Are Building Lives, Strike and Spare will give you a free game of bowling. Visit any of our 5 area Strike and Spare centers to donate, or visit strikeandspare.com to donate today and help our heroes find a way home.
We all know that Nashville life can get hectic. In the middle of all the madness that is life, don't forget to take care of yourself. Treat yourself to Nashville's ultimate relaxation experience at Makara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel. With services for men and women, Makara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel is your one-stop shop for full body treatment. Begin your experience in the exquisite relaxation room, then enjoy a full body treatment or even a couples massage before finishing in the salon. Located on the 4th floor of the Omni Nashville Hotel, Makara Spa is Nashville's highest quality self-care oasis. To book your experience or gain information on packages, call Makara Spa today at 615-761-3600. Again, 615-761-3600. Or log on to theomnihotel.com. And with every booking, you'll have free valet parking and rooftop pool access to enjoy the Music City skyline. And through Labor Day, enjoy the 4th floor spa terrace for only $20. Makara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Now it's time for your MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week post-game show with stats and analysis of tonight's game and your MidState Checkdown High School Football Player of the Week. Now here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Well, the only thing better than playoff football is playoff football that goes into overtime, and we had that tonight here at Ensworth High School in Nashville. MBA in overtime with the field goal, a 27-yarder by Liam Hackett to win it on their first play in overtime as MBA advances, defeating Ensworth by a score of 17-14. Joe Fisher along with Jonathan Shaffer here in the booth. It was exactly the kind of game I believe, Jonathan, we thought it was going to be. This score is right kind of in the range where I think we thought it was going to be. And at the end, and you said it earlier, it came down to little things. And the little things made a big difference for MBA.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ensworth, committed far too many penalties in this game, and then they had a high snap on the field goal attempt to win the game, and that was partially blocked, and then a low snap that led to a fumbled handoff. Their first play of overtime, MBA immediately went in there to kick the field goal, and MBA hung around and were opportunistic enough that when those mistakes presented themselves, they were able to win the game. And I want to credit Hugh Price, who at times had a difficult game tonight, the sophomore quarterback, but his best drive of the entire game was the one in which MBA was able to tie the game up. They were able to use a short field to get into the end zone, tie things up. Ensworth had the opportunity to win, but just fell a little short.
Rarely do you win a game with 13 yards rushing. MBA had 13 yards rushing tonight, 138 through the air, 151 of total offense. They have just broken up their huddle down on the field, and now they're going over to celebrate with the fans and the student section who have hung around to help celebrate with them, and certainly well-deserved. MBA 2 for 9 on third down tonight. 3 penalties in the game for 25 yards. There were 6 tackles for loss on the night. MBA's both defenses really, I thought, very, very good. Yeah. Ensworth, 80 yards rushing, 148 through the air, so 228 total. 9 first downs on the night. Penalties were big for them. They had a total of, 50, 60, 80 yards in penalties on the night. Ensworth 2 for 6 on third down tonight. Individually, MBA was led in passing, 144 yards passing for their quarterback Price. He was intercepted once, had that one huge pass that they really needed to complete for the touchdown. And then the other touchdown pass from Davis on a halfback pass that turned into what the tying score at that time. And I believe we're going to visit with our player of the game in just a moment. For Ensworth, 166 yards passing for Holsclaw tonight, as I believe we're going to join our player of the game. We talked about this, and you wonder, who deserves to be player of the game, and our Jackson Boone Racing player of the game is the man that made the winning field goal. Liam Hackett is joining us. Congratulations. Just tell us what that feels like, and have you had anything like that before?
Well, last week, 2 weeks ago, I had the same kind of kick against BA, and it's all just a routine kick. I do it every day in practice, so it's no different in the game.
You're in that situation. You have to have everything execute exactly right. You got a good snap, good hold, and able to win that game.
Great snap by Zeke Stroud, number 65. Amazing hold by my holder, Luke Rigadelli, number 17. They are the most important people on that operation besides me, so shout out to them as well. Smooth operation, got the job done.
This was a team that was 1-5, and now you're going into the next round, going down to Chattanooga. What has this team done in order to improve and move on?
It's all just the mentality in practice every day, working our asses off, all right? Like, something clicked after our loss to CPA, and now we're on a roll.
Can you tell us finally, how big is this game? How big is this rivalry with you two?
This game was huge.
Yeah.
This game for me, I'd say, is probably one of the most important games of my life. I came in here, I got to be honest, last night I got a little sleep. I was a little nervous, but I knew once Hutton Durrett got that second touchdown, we were going to win this thing.
Well, now you got more to play.
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations. Great job
tonight.
Thank
you so much. Thank you.
That's Liam Hackett, our player of the game, brought to you by Jackson Boone Racing. And obviously, still a little winded, but partially because he was on the shoulders of his teammates down there for a while.
Yes, he was. Yeah, this is such a huge rivalry between these two schools, and a lot of these kids know each other outside of the classroom and are neighbors, and this is a very devastated Ensworth team, especially with a lot of seniors. It was the best regular season they had in several years, and the best under Rock Batten. But again, MBA was able to make just enough plays to get the job done.
Well, congratulations to the Big Red as they advance. They will head to Chattanooga next week to take on McCallie, as a matter of fact, in that one. And certainly congratulations to Ensworth for a wonderful season, and thanks for all their hospitality for us here tonight. My thanks to Jonathan Shaffer, as always, a great job. Joe Manning handling the stats tonight, a wonderful job. Adam Johnson, our on-site producer-engineer. Will's going to be back in the studio. He'll come back, give you an update on everything that's taken place in high school playoff action tonight. I'm Joe Fisher. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Final score again in overtime. MBA 17, Ensworth 14.
Hello, this is Greg Bowden, voice of the TSU Tigers, inviting you to join me Monday night at 6 at the new Prince's Hot Chicken Shack at the new Tanger Outlets in Antioch for the TSU Big Blue Tigers radio show. And our special guest on location, among many, will be TSU men's basketball coach Penny Collins, whose Tigers have opened the season with 2 home wins. That's the TSU Big Blue Tigers radio show with Tigers basketball coach Penny Collins, Monday night at 6 at the new Prince's Hot Chicken Shack at the new Tanger Outlets in Antioch.
How about Thanksgiving, though? Right here at the Omni. Experiences matter here at the Omni. Celebrate Thanksgiving right here at Kitchen Notes with its amazing and expansive holiday brunch that can only add to the wonderful memories of the holiday season. The Kitchen Notes Thanksgiving feast features multiple entrees, including sorghum, glazed ham, and pan-seared salmon, while the action stations boast smoked prime rib and tender roasted turkey with all the traditional fixings. You're gonna not want to forget that. So good. Also, save up some room for those very sweet endings. Thanksgiving brunch with family and friends at Kitchen Notes. Meals for children ages 5 and younger are complimentary. Make your reservations now by visiting KitchenNotesNashville.com. Get you some delicious food.
Jackson Boone Racing. The youngest driver at age 19 to win the coveted Pro Late Model Series championship at Nashville Fairground Speedway. Jackson Boone Racing. A local kid and Page High graduate who's been winning races since he was 8 years old. Jackson Boone Racing. Come join Red Street Records and Roy's Meat Service, along with the Boone Group, a market leader for your home financing needs. In supporting this rising star, visit JacksonBooneRacing.com to see how you can be a part of the journey and join us running up front. Jackson Boone Racing.
Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is at the heart of Music City. Located within walking distance of the Country Music Hall of Fame, Bar Lines at the Omni is your downtown honky-tonk destination. Watch your team from any seat on their plentiful HD TVs and catch a live show on the Bar Lines stage featuring live music 7 days a week. Bar Lines has the ultimate Southern comfort food. Get started with classic fried green tomatoes or bourbon barbecue wings. Then it's on to the massive Smashville double stack or the world famous Bar Lines grinder. Oh, you've never heard of the Bar Lines grinder? 2 kinds of cheese, lettuce, Dijon, smoked turkey, smoked bacon, smoked ham. Now that's some smoke you want. Local brews and local spirits are on tap at Bar Lines. Take a seat on the patio outside and soak up the rhythm of Music City. Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
You're listening to WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. Now back to the live action with Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Well, an already exciting game officially comes to an end. Congratulations to the Big Red of Montgomery Bell Academy. They will advance to the semifinal rounds of the Division II Class AAA state playoffs, and awaiting them, the Blue Tornadoes of McCallie. McCallie defeated Brentwood Academy tonight 49-10. A lot of good things went on in this game this evening. A game tied at 7 at halftime. NBA will come out and score 14 very crucial points to tie the game in the third quarter. And not surprising, a very tough defensive football game ends in regulation on a blocked field goal, which sends the game into overtime. A huge play by NBA. They made Ensworth turn the football over. NBA would then march right back out onto the field and kick a field goal to win the game. As you heard the interview by a very ecstatic Liam Hackham from NBA. Final score 17-14, and we got some callers calling in. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of our callers in. This is Kendall Butler. He's on line number 1. Kendall covers the Knights of Pope John Paul Preparatory School. Kendall, welcome into the broadcast. The Knights ended their season 3-8. Went to South Haven, Mississippi, and played North Point Christian, losing that game 49-28. And Kendall, you got a chance to cover this Pope Prep team, your first year covering the team, and I would like to say the times I got to listen to you, awesome job. What were some things you liked about this young Pope Prep football team?
One of the few things I'll say about the young Pope Prep team, man, they showed a lot of resilience this year. You know, they had a couple things with the quarterback position. Once you saw the starting quarterback go down, you saw a difference in the productivity, right? So you had the backup quarterback in. Back in after the season, obviously that cost them a playoff loss. But what I would say, they have talent. You know, they lost one of their leading rushers for the entire school year, you know, at the running back position. But I think coming back next year, the quarterback is coming back. And that's one of the most important parts of a football team is the quarterback. So your quarterback's coming back. He's coming in with a year of experience. Even though he got injured this year, we all know he's the guy going for it. No quarterback controversy ever going into their off season this year, I would say, right? So a couple of those things. And I think they'll be more suited for next year. They got a couple guys coming back on defense. Defense is very young. But I would say, most importantly, they play hard every game. Every game they play their hardest, and that's a well-coached team. So I think if the talent coach catches up with the coaching, they'll be sitting good for the playoffs, I would say.
You know what? You mentioned some quarterback controversy. Now you have 3 guys that are capable for their quarterback spot. Hudson Holman, I want to say, was a freshman. Sebi Nelson, who didn't play the entire season due to a shoulder injury. And then to boot, you then have Julian Murdoch. He was a transfer from Cane Ridge. And then Elijah Robb, who broke the single-season rushing record, bypassing, I want to say, Golden Tate. So it's going to be a pretty interesting offseason for the Knights.
Yeah, but if I'm Pope John Paul, man, this quarterback, you saw him early on in the season. They were just calling plays to kind of get him used to just playing quarterback, and then they kind of let him get loose in those couple of games where they either won. Those games that, most people would have pictured them losing or keeping it close. They won or even kept it close. So he's like, if I'm rolling with a quarterback in the off season, now I'm still having a quarterback controversy, but that brings out best in everybody. But if I'm rolling to the fall, if I'm having a lead, like, hey kid, I'm trying to get comfortable with you. You want to make calls at the line, which I'm, progressive. It's a talent. I'm rolling with him because he's young. He's shown the ability this year to be able to win games that they should win.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Kendall, thank you for your continued coverage of Pope John Paul Preparatory Football. And Coach Brian Snead going into his third year. I think you'll be going into your second year of coverage. And we'll be listening out on WHIN 1010 AM. And, hey, good luck to you next year, man. And I appreciate you calling in. And thank you for what you do for high school football. Have a good night, Kendall.
All right.
Well, now on the line, I have Hillsboro head coach Anthony Brown. He just finished his second season of coaching the Burros out there in Green Hills. Well, Coach Brown, I know your season didn't really go the way you wanted to, especially in the playoffs. You finished the regular season 6-4, but ran into a really tough team, a 41-7 loss to end your second year. What was one of the things you learned about your team this season?
I learned that we know how to persevere. We went through a few struggles early, or late rather. A lot of people don't know we had a car wreck that 4 of our players were in during fall break. 4 of our key players were in, and we didn't have them for the remainder of the regular season. But due to the grace of God, they were fine. But they couldn't really finish out the season with us. But they're doing well. The team fought hard, man. Great attitudes, great effort, man. Definitely a complete turnaround from the previous year. So I think we have a lot of positive things to build on.
Well, that's awesome, Coach. And you know what? Talk about some players that really stuck out to you this year. Who was someone that stepped up that you didn't expect?
I wouldn't say that I didn't expect, but this guy really took off. Dwayne Washington, one of our key D tackles, is the co-MVP for our region on the D-line. Dwayne Washington had a heck of a season. I've coached some fairly good defensive players, and Dwayne probably had one of the better seasons that I've seen from a D tackle in a long time.
What else do you do in the off season when you're not coaching football? Is it on the basketball, back to teaching? What is Coach Anthony Brown's life like after football?
Well, to be a coach in high school athletics, you gotta kind of have a spouse that really understands what you do. So, I'll be taking a lot more of the day-to-day stuff that my wife was kind of doing during the football season. We have 3 boys, a 10-month-old, so we're fairly busy in our household. So I'll be doing a little bit more of the day-to-day stuff, to pick up stuff and things of that nature from school. So, those are all things that I love to do. I love this time of the year just for logistics as well with our football program, seeing what things that we can implement to continue to create an atmosphere of lifelong learners.
Well, sounds good. Hey, Coach, appreciate you for coming on. I know we've been trying to get you on all season. You finished your second year as the head coach at Hillsboro. Unfortunately, lost in the playoffs, 41-7 defeat against Shelbyville. And what a lot of coaches and I and media people, we talk about you when we say, hey, that's a sneaky good team down there at Hillsboro High School. Keep the good times rolling for the Burros, man. And you have a good night and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Man, no problem. That was Coach Anthony Brown, head coach of the Hillsboro Burros. And now we're going to bring in Patton Cook. This young man wears a lot of hats here at WNSR. Not only is he the senior writer for Nashville Soccer Club for WNSR, you are one of a plethora of producers here you get the joy of producing What's Good with KB and JB. And outside of that, before we get to that, you are also the PA announcer, if I'm correct, at Donaldson Christian Academy, whose season ended tonight. They had a loss in the playoffs, but a team that did some good things, albeit they ran into a really tough and physical Friendship Christian team, losing tonight 35-0. Patton, outside of that loss tonight, what were some other good things that you can remember from the DCA season?
Well, Will, you said it. A lot of good things, of course, losing the postseason, and a lot of kids tonight who've probably played their last game of competitive football. But it's a really young team, Will. It's led by their junior quarterback, Mitchell Carey, and some really young wide receivers. Cameron Booker, a junior, also as well, Grayson Scraggs, who's a sophomore. But right before the year, I'm sure everybody's talked about it, and I know probably the folks at DCA don't want to talk about it too much, but they lost a really good running back, and Ashton Jones moving over to Oakland High School, lost him kind of middle of the way last year in the school year. And lose a guy like that who they relied on a lot in the ground game, and when you look at his production, not only at DCA, but it's had some nice yards as well at Oakland High School, it was always going to be tough to fulfill that production. But I thought senior running back Wesley Gober, who his brother graduated from DCA with me back in the day in 2017, some really good moments, some really good wins, and a program that's on the up, and a school that's on the up, Will, is only 2-3 years ago now that basically got burrowed by a tornado that thankfully didn't lose any lives that day. But it is a school that's rebuilding, a program that's rebuilding, and I think it's got a really good future. And you look at this conference, Nashville Christian, Friendship, some really good schools in it.
Pat, you sound so old. You said back in the day in 2017.
I know.
Try graduating high school in 2008. Hey, but outside of the other 117 jobs that you and I both have, you have the privilege of producing a really good podcast here on WNSR. What's Good with JB and KB? I think you guys got a really special guest coming on tomorrow. Who's that young man?
Yeah, young man. I said back in the day for me, definitely a young whippersnapper, and Jeff Fisher. He joined. He will be on the show with us tomorrow. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Of course, do the show with Greg and John in the morning, so I knew a lot of John Burton, and about the only extent I knew of Keith Bullock was that I didn't want to catch a slant pattern across the middle because he was a hell of a linebacker for the Tennessee Titans, a guy I grew up watching as a kid. But really cool podcast, and if you're into the sports, we got a lot of that, but a lot of lifestyle too. A lot of Keith and John are both really extremely funny and two really good personalities, and I think they play off each other very well. Happy to be a small part in that podcast and kind of stitching it all together, but a lot of good fun every Saturday and on all platforms. John Burton, he puts a lot of work into it, putting it on just about any platform you'd want, as well as on Nashville Sports Radio. So it's been a blast, and got a really good special guest tomorrow with Jeff Fisher. Told a lot of really good stories. You guys will not want to miss it, and had some really good insight on the Tennessee Titans rookie quarterback Will Levis as well.
Yeah, I think Will Levis is showing that the quarterback tutelage does not take very long. That young man, 4 TDs in his opening game as a starter for the Tennessee Titans. And then guess what? He gets the privilege of playing one of the toughest defenses traditionally in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and didn't do too bad. Didn't throw a touchdown pass, only threw 1 interception. But, hey, I think Will Levis is the future of the Titans. But I will come out and say this, and you might disagree with me. Malik Willis will be a successful quarterback. I did not say he's going to be successful with the Titans, but Malik Willis will be a successful quarterback.
You know, I don't hate that take, Will. I think for Malik, I think it's all confidence for him. I think he kind of got off on the wrong foot here. He got thrusted into a position last year where when he was drafted in the round that he was, 3rd or 4th round, can't remember right off the top of my head, he was not expected to come in and have to fill in for an injured Ryan Tannehill and really lead a team to the playoffs. I mean, we know what that team was last year. They were 7-3 and ended up losing every game since to the end of the year. So you're right. I don't hate that. There's a lot of good tools that he has, the athleticism, and I think throwing talent for Malik is a little bit underrated. We haven't seen that, but I'm not sure he's going to get the chance here, quite frankly. The little we've seen from Will Levis, I've really enjoyed the little bit that we saw. I thought he treaded water a little bit in Pittsburgh, didn't make any crucial mistakes in that game, had some flashes, but I got some, I think, decently good young quarterbacks here in Tennessee with the Ryan Tannehill era coming to a close.
You know what? I'll finish this one with you. Another form of football. They call it football, and they play it on the pitch. So I'm learning soccer along the way here. Nashville Soccer Club ended their season on Tuesday with a playoff loss. You are the senior writer for Nashville Soccer Club when it comes to covering it for WNSR. Talk about that team this season, and what were some good things you liked from them?
Well, had a fantastic start of the season. Will was really battling out at FC Cincinnati, who right now is all-out favorites right now to win the Major League Soccer tournament. Of course, is advanced on. But really kind of they hit a lull halfway through the season, and for whatever reason, their star players could not get them out of it. Hani Mukhtar really hit a cold spell in the back half of the season. And it's like any other sport, soccer. For any new soccer watchers, if your quarterback isn't playing well, if your star player, if LeBron or Steph Curry goes on a cold streak, usually you don't win many games after that. And that's really what Nashville FC ended up having. And I mean, you look at some of the goals they've conceded the past couple of weeks, one goal here, one goal there. The defense has always been good enough, but all in all, probably a little bit of a disappointing season. You end up getting bounced out in the first round to a really good Orlando team, in all fairness, but some bright moments. But, Will, you know, as fans, they remember what they last saw. And for Nashville SC fans, the last thing they will see for another couple of months is them getting knocked out at home, not a place they've been beaten very often at Geodis Park, against Orlando. And so they'll try and go again next season to maybe make a push where they haven't gone so far and make a deep playoff run.
Well, hey, Patton, it's always fun to work with you. It's been fun getting to know you. I know you and I have a mentor that we both know very well. That's Barry Gresham. Shout out to him. Hey, thanks for everything that you do. And, again, you can catch Patton on What's Good with JB and KB. I love your segment where they say, let Patton cook. So it's going to be fun to listen to what you're going to be cooking about tomorrow. That is Patton Cook joining us. And what we'll do, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. And we got Jonathan Shaffer on the line. He is the color analyst for the WNSR MidState Checkdown game of the week. We'll get his comments from a very, and I mean very, exciting football game at Ensworth. This is the WNSR MidState Checkdown game of the week post-game wrap-up show. We are live from the Strike and Spare studios on the historic airwaves of WNSR. Fans, stay tuned. We got a lot to cover.
Tennessee State Tigers, riding the first winning season since 2017, return to action Saturday afternoon at Big South, OVC Alliance rival Eastern Illinois, in their last road game of the regular season. Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join longtime TSU broadcaster Albert Dawson and me on the broadcast Saturday right here on Nashville Sports Radio. Pre-game show 11:30 and kickoff at noon. That's Tennessee State and Eastern Illinois, Saturday afternoon right here on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
How about Thanksgiving, though? Right here at the Omni. Experiences matter here at the Omni. Celebrate Thanksgiving right here at Kitchen Notes with its amazing and expansive holiday brunch that can only add to the wonderful memories of the holiday season. The Kitchen Notes Thanksgiving feast features multiple entrees, including sorghum, glazed ham, and pan-seared salmon, while the action stations boast smoked prime rib and tender roasted turkey with all the traditional fixings. You're gonna not want to forget that. So good. Also, save up some room for those very sweet endings. Thanksgiving brunch with family and friends at Kitchen Notes. Meals for children ages 5 and younger are complimentary. Make your reservations now by visiting KitchenNotesNashville.com. Get you some delicious food.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
When you want down-home cooking, just head downtown. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel serves traditional Southern cooking, sourced fresh and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Southern smoked breakfast bowl or a Music City omelet. If you're looking for variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City or get your fill at the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Kitchen Notes dishes up lunch with traditional Southern tomato pie, country ham, and classic picnic ambrosia. Serving breakfast Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10:30 and lunch is served 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Kitchen Notes doesn't forget the brunch crowd. Brunch at Kitchen Notes is every Friday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. featuring cast iron pancakes, made to order waffles and eggs, and ice cold carafes of mimosas. Enjoy farm to table Southern dishes made from treasured family recipes. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Welcome back to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Here's Joe Fisher and Jonathan Shaffer.
Well, not exactly. Will Brown from the Strike and Spare Studios here on the historic airways of WNSR, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. And on my line now, it is the color analyst for the WNSR MidState Checkdown Game of the Week, Jonathan Shaffer. And Mr. Shaffer, this was one hell of a football game. Ensworth defeated by NBA tonight, 17-14. If you had to choose three things that were pivotal for NBA for them to advance to the now semifinal round of the TSSAA Division II Class AAA playoffs, what would they be?
Well, they made less mistakes than what Ensworth made tonight. Unfortunately for the Tigers, they had too many penalties, and then when they needed to execute in special situations on special teams, they were unable to do so. They had a high snap on their attempt at a game-winning field goal that led to that kick being partially blocked, and then in overtime, they had a low snap that led to a fumbled handoff in their first play of overtime. NBA was then able to get the ball with the ensuing possession. They kicked the game-winning field goal and got it done. And it was splash plays tonight for NBA to where, you know, they were down twice and able to come back, tie the game up, force the overtime session, and really credit to their quarterback, the sophomore quarterback in Price, when he needed to step up for them and have a very good drive. He did so, and they were able to tie it up and eventually get the big upset win here at Ensworth.
You know what? You display all this effort, and you get McCallie next week.
Yeah, congratulations. Yes. Yeah, and that's why when you look at this local rivalry between NBA and Ensworth and the history between these two schools and these two programs, either team winning and going to Chattanooga to play McCallie next week, they would be heavy underdogs against the McCallie program that has really been resurgent and has been outstanding here in the past handful of years. So, yeah, they're going down to Chattanooga. It's going to be a tough game for them. Perhaps their state championship was actually here on the field at Ensworth tonight. But, again, credit to where credit is due with NBA. Lost their first 4 games of the season. At one point, they were 1-5. Now they've moved on to go on to get to take on the top seed down in Chattanooga. You know what? A lot of people fail to understand this. This Coach Marty Everard-led team, they're never going to excite you the first 4 to 5 games of the season. No.
They are a team. They turn it on after week 6, and you better watch out.
Well, and you also have to realize with this NBA team is that they were having to find a new quarterback, and they ended up getting one in Price and the sophomore, and it was just going to take them time for them to gel. What was a little surprising tonight is how effective Ensworth was at stopping the NBA running game. NBA had next to no success running the football tonight, and we figured that would be their main way of winning the game. Instead, they had to adjust. They used a lot of play action, would get their quarterback out to roll out. They had a couple of other opportunities there in regulation where they just couldn't quite make the connection downfield, but they hung in there, they persevered, and this game ended up being everything we thought it would be.
Hey, Jonathan, appreciate your coverage, man. It's been a joy listening to you and Joe Fisher week in and week out. Appreciate you calling in and help filling in some time, and it's going to be interesting to see who we have next week.
Yeah, we'll see who we've got next week. That'll be our final game of the season, but it's been a tremendous year so far, and we're looking forward to some more playoff matchups.
Sounds good. Hey, Jonathan, I appreciate you calling in. You have a good night.
You too. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. That was the color analyst for the WNSR MidState Checkdown Game of the Week, Mr. Jonathan Shaffer. And again, as we close out this broadcast, NBA with the win in this game, 17-14. And I will say this, I mean, it was a fun matchup for sure. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with both of these programs. But what we'll do, we'll go on and say goodnight. This has been another broadcast of the WNSR MidState Checkdown Game of the Week. Stay tuned. Next week, we will let you know who will be on our airwaves. It's been a joy covering all these games this season, and I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Jackson Boone Racing, Strike and Spare, Jody Jones Dentistry. Have a good night and have a good evening. Drive home safely.
95.9 FM, Brentwood, Nashville. 107.9 FM, Smyrna. Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Thank you for listening to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week. Make sure to follow WNSR on Twitter at Nash Sports Radio and on Facebook at Nashville Sports Radio for highlights of tonight's game. The MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Strike and Spare Family Fun Center, Jackson Boone Racing, the Omni Nashville Hotel, Jody Jones Dentistry, Southern Trophy House. Thank you for listening to the MidState Checkdown High School Football Game of the Week on Nashville's home for high school football. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Miami, Dallas, Houston. You'll be in Arkansas. What's up, New Orleans? Here in Atlanta with me, just much love to everybody tuned into the show. You can also listen on Sirius XM channel 158, and if you got yourself a smart speaker, you can always just ask it to play CBS Sports Radio. I want to thank everybody who was here with us for the last hour of the show, because I get started every weeknight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, okay? We had Chris Vanini join us. He's a senior writer for The Athletic. He covers all things college football, and he took some time to stop by and talk to us about everything going on with Jim Harbaugh. By now, you know, yes, he's been suspended. And this is what Chris Vanini told us. There is still a possibility that even with the suspension, that Jim Harbaugh could come back and coach tomorrow. The guy got off a plane, found out that he was suspended for the next 3 games. Michigan State has decided to file this injunction. How they decided to do this, or how they were able to do this on a Friday and get a judge, that I got no idea. And so now they just have to hope that Harbaugh is allowed to coach tomorrow. And it come at the last minute. They may drop the guy in from a helicopter, but this story, it isn't over. It's not. And so we talked about that last hour. We talked about the potential implications for the college football playoff. Are people going to look at Jim Harbaugh and look at Michigan and go, hey, these are a bunch of cheaters and we can't have them in the college football playoff? I don't think so. Somebody had to be the sacrificial lamb for this stupid rule. And as odd and interesting, and we always hear the stories about Harbaugh rubbing people the wrong way, he had to be the one to pay the price. And that's just what it is. If you want to talk to me here on CBS Sports Radio, the number is 855-212-4CBS. That's 855-212-4CBS. You can find me all over the internet, everywhere, at JR Sport Brief. As we continue on with the night, we'll talk about Harbaugh. I want to get into what his next step might be. We're going to take a look at the next step. We got some NFL games coming up this Sunday I'm really paying attention to. Should be fun to see Cleveland and Baltimore. Joshua Dobbs has a funny story about being on the Minnesota Vikings. Somehow, some way, America has to suffer. Sunday Night Football, Raiders and Jets. We have early games, or we have an early game taking place in Frankfurt, Germany. We got the New England Patriots. That angry-ass, miserable Bill Belichick taking on the Colts. And people are really talking about whether or not Bill Belichick can get the boot. We got more NBA play-in action tonight as I sit here in the studio. Anthony Davis is actually playing basketball. He has not injured or hurt himself yet. I'm not wishing it on him, but that's his existence here. Phoenix currently leads 52-44, about 5 minutes left in the game. 855-212-4CBS. We actually got a Greg calling us from Michigan. You're on CBS Sports Radio. What's up, Greg?
Hey, JR, Mr. Positive. This Jim Harbaugh situation. God, you don't even know where to begin. It's so serpentine. Do they have all the facts to make this decision? Number one, they have a lot of facts, but are we hearing from Michigan per se? Or is it just, let's focus on football going forward and we can deal with this later? It's the timing. I mean, in the middle of a season, all of a sudden this is brought up. This has been going on, I think, for about 20 games, give or take, that this has been possibly going on.
It's been reported that this has been going on since 2021.
Wow, JR. I didn't know that insight.